Yo, Dave. Yo, Dave, you get the sticks. Slim, get the bass. Yo, are you ready to kick it? Here we go. Yeah.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Can't hear myself, man.
Turn them up.
Turn it up just a little bit.
Well, alright.
Slim, give me a little bit of bass. Party's over and it's time to make that move. Somebody's gotta win, somebody's got to lose. Stop procrastinating and anticipating in a New Jack City and no hesitating. Oh, city, yeah.
Between you and Biggie, it's like who rules the nigga kingdom and shit, basically, you know what I'm saying? I was like, this is like a fucking election. It's an election.
It is that
shit, you know what I'm saying?
Me and Biggie's situation is smaller than that. Me and Biggie's situation is like
Central, like a black man shot like grenade. Russian warlord. Detected Gary, shoot 9
$2 a quarter for shots.
a fucking screw up. Got introduced to the game, got an ounce and fucking up. Chopping rocks overnight. The nigga Biggie Smalls trying to turn into the Black Frank White. We had to go drugs to change our decision. 2 cops is on the milk box missing. Showed they toes, you know they got stepped on. A fist full of bullets, a chest full of Teflon. Run from the police, picture that. Nigga, I'm too fat. I fuck around and catch an asthma attack. That's why I bust back. It don't faze me. When he drop, take his Glock and Swayze. Celebrate my escape, solar block. Bust some weight, lay back. I got some money to make, motherfucker.
Hey, what's good? What's happening with everybody? Let me get situated. Let me cut us down and up at bad situation. Audio. Here we go. The normal. All right, check. Can you hear me? Mic check. Can you hear me? We good? Greetings to everyone. I already got some hate on my music selection. Teddy Jam is my shit. Teddy is the thing. You don't have to like it, but that was my choice tonight. What's good with everybody? How we sounding? Everything sound good? Listen, I'm gonna squeeze this one in. I might even hurt a few feelings this evening because I know how we like to root for the under guy, the little guy. I love to root for the small dog too, but I'm getting tired of rooting for stupid dogs, dumb MFs, stupid people who make it tough for the regular guy, entitled people, elite people, people that don't live like you and I, but they use you and I to be able to get their stupidity off. What's good with everybody? I'm not feeling too good today, but we're going to get it in. Fame got some shit on his mind today. He done said 2 things that already got me going. He said, Wyatt, he said something about the music. Leave it up to Fame. I'm not a DJ right now, bro. It's just how I feel. I play what I feel, and that's what it is. Now, what you say is Wyatt's trying to squeeze one in, and I'm about to rub one out. Let's get it then. Call in, make a comment, whatever you want to do. Let's get at it. I got some information today that I want to share, though. Let me say what's up to some people, because once I get going, I'll totally forget what's going on with the family and the crowd and all that. Fame Rothstein, what's good? He says, hey, Wyatt fans and Wyatt, don't mind me. I'm just going to talk a little ish for about 4 minutes and some seconds. Bring it. Let's hear it. AP is in the building. What's good, Anthony Prosser? What's good with you, brother? Who else we got here? Crystal Hawkins. She says hello to everyone. Brenda Early is in the building. What's good, Brenda? How you feeling today? Good to see you. She says happy Wednesday. Fame says this was not one of Teddy's better jammy jams. Sorry, Wyatt. Maybe not. Maybe not. But I like that was not a Jimmy Jam, or what was that? Teddy's Jam. That was not one of those songs. That was a different song. It was what was that? It was this song that he did. It was it'll come to me. Roz, what's good? He said old freak music. Listen, I don't know why everybody is tripping out on twerking and all that old shit. these days. Now, I'm not a fan of twerking. I don't think that women should go into classy, upscaled, black-owned restaurants or any owned restaurants and go in and stand on tables and twerk. I heard nonsense. I heard people trying to condone that shit. I don't even know. I honestly don't even think that they believed it. I think that they were just trying to uproar conversation. Just that's called a chaos agent. But the owner of that restaurant in Dallas, black-owned restaurant, I call them IOs, had a nice upscale restaurant. Now, he didn't played some music that entitled people, well, made people feel entitled to stand on his tables and twerk and do booty dances and shit. Who in their right mind would think that gives you a pass because you might play, even if he played some of the biggest booty music, like Big Frida? That don't mean when you're in a restaurant that's serving and have waiters and waitresses and stuff that you can stand up on somebody's table. Here's the irony of the disrespect and the disgrace of what it was. I seen young ladies standing on the table, booty shaking and all that whole shit in this restaurant. Meanwhile, there was a very nice, classy painting of Cicely Tyson on the same wall, right while these sisters were standing on the tables, twerking and doing all this old goofy shit. And you had grown-ass black men condoning it. Grown-ass black men talking about it was the owner's fault. It was the owner of the restaurant's fault because his DJ played a booty shaking music song. So let me get this straight. If I go into a 5-star restaurant tonight, if I take my wife out to eat or whatever, and we go to a restaurant tonight, and there's a piano man sitting there playing some Barry Manilow or some shit, and he's twiddling the keys, and he go back there, and if he's playing Barry Manilow, since I know the words to the Barry Manilow song, or the what's the one name, what's the dude name who sang the song Hello? Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's his name, man? I know all the songs and shit. I'm just drawing a blank on his name. Somebody help me out. Where my researchers? Where my vetters at? Anyway, Lionel Richie is who I'm thinking. So if I go into a star tonight, thank you, Angela Kenny, Lionel Richie. So if I go into a 5-star restaurant, maybe 4-star, 4.5. If I go in a 4-star restaurant tonight, and the piano man is playing some Lionel Richie, and he start playing Hello, does that, hello? I don't know the rest of the words, but I know that hello, I can hit that shit. Is it me you're looking for? So listen, are you trying to tell me, since I know the words, that I can grab the microphone in this 5-star restaurant and just start being the best Lionel Richie that I can possibly be? Because the piano played Lionel Richie. So that gives me the right, since I got all the words and I know how to sing the shit, and I think I sound good. Now I can grab the microphone and start singing. I can stand on tables. I can shut the restaurant down on my performance of Hello because the piano man. You can't possibly think that if somebody play an upscale beat tune, and just because it's a booty shaking ass song, that gives a group of people the right to stand up on tables and twerk and shit. And how disrespectful and how nasty could you possibly be wearing your nice clothes or your tight ass dresses in a restaurant that's serving food, and you start twerking and shit? And you know what? I ain't even mad at them. They are who they are. Who I'm mad at are the people, the men, the grown ass men that tried to condone that shit. And it was men that look like me. Whatever reason you want to say that that's okay, and whatever reason you want to start researching and try to find out, well, this restaurant owner took a student loan out to open his restaurant. What the fuck that got to do with anything? I don't care if he robbed the bank to open up his restaurant. It ain't got nothing to do with how people have no couth about themselves. Explain to me where I'm missing it. Somebody tell me, what am I missing? If I go to a restaurant and they playing some music that is played in clubs, and they ain't got no dance floor in there, then it's obvious to me this is not a nightclub. But they do play some upbeat music. But does that give the females the right? So what would have happened if they would have if they would have started doing the twerking and shit, and then everybody, the fellas, would have been in there and start throwing dollars in the air and all that old shit? What about all the other patrons? What about everybody else in the restaurant who understands the meaning of having your family with you in a restaurant, and we don't want no hood shit going on in here? What about them people? So the people that was condoning the shit, had you thought about that? What if you were in that restaurant with your daughter? What would you do if you were in there with your wife? That could be a problem, because some of the other ladies, some ladies, when they with their husbands, it's their time. It's their time to be together and adore each other. We don't, a man don't want no other girls in the restaurant twerking and shit. Now you got to look at your old lady and be like, hey, shit, baby, let's go. That's bad for business. But we literally have men, grown-ass men, sitting here trying to condone that shit and blame the owner of the restaurant when he come out and make an announcement. And the only thing y'all wanted to show on video was the one announcement that he made. And the one announcement that he made was the 10th one. The one announcement that they shown was the 10th announcement that he made that night about calming down and doing what's right. And then what y'all want to show on the video is him talking about we can't have shit. We need to be better. Why would you degrade my location? Why would you do all this? I didn't put all this hard work in. Now y'all want to look bad because the brother got an IO. And then y'all want to try to say some shit like, well, when black folks get something, we get uppity and don't know how to act. No, what happens is when black folks get something, the other black folks who ain't there yet got a problem with it. Not all. But only the ones that are being chaos agents about that shit. You want to try to spin this shit on this man in his restaurant and dig deep, talking about, well, he opened the restaurant on student loans. That's government money. He think he better than somebody. So what? He grinding. He doing what he got to do to get his business off the ground. What you doing? Maybe you should take a student loan out and open up an IO. Maybe that's what you should do. He doing what he got to do to make his dream come true. What's the difference? If they gave out small business loans like they give, you can go get a student loan by sneezing at the application. Achoo, approved for $20,000. But try to go get that same $20,000 to open up a business. The government don't back you for that. They'll back you for a student loan. Now, I'm not complaining, because a student loan is actually an investment in you. It's you investing in yourself. But isn't opening up a small business, a business of your own, isn't that investing in you too? So why is it so much easier to get a student loan versus a small business loan? Well, number one, you probably just got out of school when you apply for your school loans. Okay, so you have a little bit of experience at school and you're pursuing your dreams through education. I get it. But then when you open up a small business, you can't graduate from high school. Ain't never been in the heating and air conditioning business, but your uncle used to do it. And he used to take you somewhere all the time and used to be his side man on these jobs. And now you want to go to the bank instead of getting a school loan. You want to get $20,000 to start a business that you have no experience at running these businesses. And then, Frame says, if he used a student loan to open a business, then that is bank fraud and he is going to the joint. I wouldn't say that it's bank fraud. You would have to show me in a statute, you'd have to show me where it's considered to be bank fraud, but I understand where you're coming from. There is a level of fraud because in order to, you either didn't use the money for your classes or you asked for more money than you needed for the semester. And he may have done that. People do that for living conditions. Let's just say, for instance, this could be one of the fraud things. Say he is going to University of Cincinnati. Now, I'm about to put y'all on with some game. But this happens. if he's going to the University of Cincinnati, I'll say that because I got my Buckeyes joint on. And say his semester is going to cost him $8,000. Okay? I'm sorry. Say it's going to cost him $4,000. But then in that $4,000 semester cost, he has a $4,000 living expense. So technically, he can get a living expense in the loan and materials, books and materials. So he can get up to $10,000 for that $4,000 semester. So now that gives him $10,000, but only $4,000 of it goes towards his actual education. So now let's just say he sent $4,000 in for the classes. And now he has the $6,000 for living expenses. Now let's just say he claimed his living expenses were one thing, but he was actually living at home with some family members. Or maybe he's married, live home with his wife. I don't know. He may not have ever applied that living expense. It may go direct to him. It'll go to the school. And then the school will then deposit the extra into an account. That's how it works. So that's how you can use your student loan money for a business. Now, I'm not condoning it, but I know it to be that way. I know you can do that. So I have no problem with someone that can do it. In other words, if you want to start a small business and you are in a position to do school and do this business versus going to work, maybe you're a stay-at-home wife. Maybe you ain't shit ass dude living off some woman. Go enroll in school. Go enroll in school. Get you an education in business. Open up a business at the same time. Finance your business through your student loan. I'm just saying, I've seen it done. This man down in Dallas, I'm going to say that's probably what he did. Now, I don't even know if what they're saying is true about him start using his student loans to start his business. I don't know if it's true, but what I know is it's possible. I know it's possible to be done. Okay? But that's beside the point. Don't be twerking on that man's tables and shit. And it killed me to hear people. And I don't know. I think they was capping. I think they was capping. You know, ratings are a motherfucker. People just do anything and say anything just to be seen and heard. Social media has really messed us up. Angela is talking to someone. A grant or some other free money couldn't come through. She said something. She said, I won't ask if you graduated. How about have you attended and attempted to finance a college education? You're not talking to me. Angela's on here all the time. She know that I'm deep down in college debt, so to speak. So I know that's not for me. I'm not sure who you were speaking to, Angela. I would like to know where that was going to, because it sounds like somebody might have something. I see. Angela and Fame going at it. Oh, shit. Now, that might be a show within a show. That right there could be a show within a show. I just sit back and listen to the I just sit back. Let me take where the popcorn box and shit at. Let me watch what they saying. Let me see what they doing. That's a show within a show. That shit can get serious. That can get serious. But anyway, yeah. So listen, I seen and heard and why I listened to the shit. People was trying to encourage the chaos agent movement, was going hard on the brother that's down in Texas with the restaurant. That was about a year ago. And it went as far as they trying to make the good guy or whatever he was trying to do. He was living his dreams by having his restaurant open, and a bunch of dream seekers was being haters. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's always the motherfucker who ain't got there yet, who always look at the one who he or she thinks is there already. I don't know, but we hate on each other so heavy, man. The hate is so real. You're sitting back here talking about a man, whatever sacrifices he made to open up his business. Why don't you try, congratulating him? Why don't you just be real? You're supposed to be black. I mean, you're supposed to be a brother. Why don't you respect the man when he says what he says about people twerking and shit in this business? But I understand what it is. It's okay. All right, let me just say this to you. Oh, my back, man. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Somebody called me trifling for that the other day, scratching my back on camera. The hell? Couple things I want to go over. Y'all know that I had a post put up about Odell Beckam. Former, and I call him former because he's not on an NFL team now. And I'm going to tell you something. There's a reason why he's not on an NFL team. There's a reason why Odell Beckam is not on a football team, and it might be somewhat of the same reason of why Antonio Brown is not on an NFL team. Now, all y'all chaos agents want to run around here and talk about how the white man treat us. Have y'all seen how some of us act when we in some really good situations? When we're role models? Have you seen some of the things that these guys are doing in public? How they talk down to people? How they talk to people like the way we say people talk to us? And we mind readers. Y'all know we some mind. We mind readers. We already know the reason why some shit ain't working out for us. It's them. It's them not liking me. Them. Odell Beckam got on an airplane. I don't know what was going on, but I know he was scheduled to fly to LA, and it's a 5-hour flight. It's a 5-hour flight. And you think a $1 billion business, whether it's the NFL or the airlines, are going to deal with prima donna bullshit, whether it's coming from white people or black people? You think they're going to deal with these people? And we always find a way to come to the rescue for the ignorant shit that some of us can do. Privileged, ignorant people. I'm talking about black privileged multi-millionaires. And the only thing we can say, just like he did on the airplane when he got on his phone, man, this white man, I can't believe this white man gonna look at me. Bro, you emptied the damn plane. If my black ass would have been on the plane, I'd have been the one you was talking about. I'd have been all up on the body cam video. I got a 5-hour flight. Now, y'all can say I'm disrespectful if you want to. You can say whatever you want to say about me. But whenever I'm flying anywhere, that means I got shit to do. That means I got some shit to take care of, and I ain't got time to be dealing with no ex-ass, bullshit-ass, pretty boy-ass NFL players being prima donnas on a long 5-hour flight. Get your ass off the airplane. Get your ass off the airplane. You blew it 45 minutes ago when they was asking you to follow the rules. And you so freaking arrogant, bro. You so arrogant that you gonna tell somebody I ain't getting off the plane. Well, sir, we're going to have to remove everybody off the plane. If you're not going to be off, we have to remove everybody. And it's people right now saying they should have left him alone. Have you airline? What shit? I can't even think of a Greyhound bus that is going to deal with somebody before they even take off. If you a problem before you get on the runway, it ain't no way in hell I'm about to let you ride on my plane or my bus before we get on the runway. You're going to be a 5-hour problem. Odell Beckam pulled he pulled the hood move of the century. This is this right here. Honestly, this is what I be telling y'all when I say shit like this. There are people that say if I can't check it, I'ma wreck it. That's what he did. He wanted to just look. He started out. It got real crazy for him. Nobody was kissing his ass. They was being very polite. They really did kiss his ass though. But what happened is it started getting to the point where he started coming around to what's really going on for whatever reason. I don't know why he was lost. But it started coming around when the police came. When the flight, the airport police came and was like, bro, they super nice to him. I'm going to play the clip. They super nice to this dude. He's not being, he's not being like nasty to anybody, but he's not being like disruptive, but he's disrupting the entire flight schedule. Yeah, they on a schedule. They on a schedule. And before you even take off, you a problem. You a problem, bro. You sitting in first class. There's children around you. And of course, yes, there's a bunch of white people. Now, how is it the white people's fault that you fell asleep, don't want to put your seatbelt on? Oh, Raj, you sound crazy as hell, bro. I know better than that. Raj just said the ultimate chaos agent reflection. He said, and you ain't no chaos agent, bro. I don't understand how you get this, why you on your position, unless you just want to spar with me on this shit. Raj said the craziest shit next to what Odell said. Raj said the flight attendant could have put his seatbelt on and let him sleep. Hey, that's the show for this evening, man. I can't even say nothing after that dumb shit. I can't say nothing. Thank you for tuning in this evening, man. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. We'll try this shit again some other time. I don't know what to say after that, Roz. That's dumb as hell. That's dumb as hell. So look, the flight attendant already then told the police or whoever came. They actually called. They didn't call the police. They called EMT because they thought something was wrong with him. He was ignoring them. He wasn't paying. He wasn't waking up. And then when the police, they didn't try and tried, bro, they got a schedule to keep. You're not on a private jet. You ain't paid no motherfucking $15,000 to have it your way. This ain't Burger King. It's first class. Your legs can stretch out further. You can watch a movie, but this plane ain't leaving when you feel like it. You didn't pay that kind of money. You didn't pay that kind of money. And then when somebody say something to your ass, now it's some racial shit. Well, I don't like how that white man looked at me with his fat ass. Now you want to start talking about people. You got children in there, Odell. This is why you're not going to be back in the NFL, bro. Because that's the same type of shit nobody wants in their locker room. Don't nobody want that type of attitude in their locker room. You ain't even that valuable, bro. Yo, you got a Super Bowl ring because of what everybody else did. Because of what everybody else did. You got hurt in the Super Bowl. You played for seven plays, 8 plays. Got the ball thrown to you, 2-3 times? You had 1, 2 catches maybe? You was hurt everywhere else you went and played, and now you want to be an entitled brother and shitting on people? Everybody, folks, don't deserve fame and fortune. Everybody don't deserve it. And you can always tell when today's world, you can always tell because it's so many video cameras out. Now, y'all know if this would have been a few years ago and it was the same situation with no recordings or anything, Odell, you know he would have his normal fleet of people. Al Sharpton and all of them will be hollering about him getting kicked off this plane, and a black man can't be rich in America. They're going to profile and treat you different. You know that's what this shit would be talking about, right? That's how they would be talking right now. But Odell, I don't see anybody siding with you on this if they in their right mind. Anybody who understands how businesses work, they called the EMTs. They called EMT. They put in protocol because they thought something was wrong with you. I don't care if you was hungover. I don't care what it is. They gave you an opportunity several times to get your seatbelt on. You want to do it your way. This is not a private jet. There's public people on this plane. What makes you think you don't have to follow the rules? Everybody else had their seatbelt on. Explain to me that. Riddle me that. Explain to me. And you telling me I got to go somewhere with this crazy MF for 5 hours? 5 hours. It ain't no telling when you get 30,000 feet in the air what's going to happen. Nobody knows. I wouldn't want to take the chance either. But if I was on that plane and I was in first class, I'd have did exactly what that white man did. I'd have said, man, why don't you just get your dumb ass off the plane? I'd have said it like that. Like, Odell, look, man, this is a 5-hour flight, bro. I'm on schedule. I'm on a plane to LA. Bro, I got shit to do. We know you ain't employed. We know you ain't got no team meetings to get to. You ain't got shit to do right now because you're not in the NFL. But my schedule tight. I got shit to do. I can't wait 2-3 hours, be waiting for you to get put off of an airplane. Why don't you just do, since you didn't want to follow the rules, and now they asking you to leave, and then they schedule you to go on the next flight. They didn't have to do that. You just want to be difficult. And now as you're being escorted, well, they didn't escort him off. They got to let everybody on the flight off. You know why they do that? I asked one of my airline stewardess friends, I said, why would they do that? Why didn't they just take him off? They said, because if he becomes belligerent and something happens, or if he becomes combative and he wants to fight, no one will be around other than the EMTs or the police department, and he can scream and holler and do all the shit he wants to do. If he wants to hit somebody, it'll have to be a police officer. It won't be another passenger. Why can't y'all figure that shit out? I kind of assume that's the reason why they emptied the plane. It wasn't just to make him look bad. It wasn't just to make him look bad. And y'all want to fall for that bullshit? Oh, look at how they doing him. They making everybody get off the plane just to make this a big ass deal. No, bro, you started this big ass deal. You started it. You started it by not following the rules. And then you're going to say some stupid shit. See, this is where y'all need to understand why I have a problem with it. Because of this. It's not what he did to the airline people. It's what he did to all the innocent people. It's what he did to the innocent people. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? The people that got shit to do. There was children. There's a little girl right in front of him while he's talking all this shit to other passengers, specifically one heavyset white man. Now he got a problem with the white man because the white dude asked him, why don't you get out? He would have had a problem with me if I would have been on that flight. I'd have went in on his ass. I would have got my I'm late to LA worth all my money on his ass. Get your perm ass, having ass, blonde hair ass, earring in the nose, having ass, metrosexual looking ass off this plane. I got shit to do. I got a 5-hour flight to LA and you messing it up. I'd have went off. I'd have been on the police body cam. And he could have called me anything he wanted to call me. Oh, you get out of here, coon. You with the white man. You with the white man. You get on out of here. You know what I would have told him? I said, why don't you fast, right? You made it to the NFL. You went to the combine. You did all that shit. You run what, a 4.3? Why don't you 4.3 your ass off this airplane? Let's see how fast your ass is getting up off this airplane. Stop being difficult. Let's take a phone call real fast. Good evening, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
This is Fame Rothstein, a.k.a. Bay O Wolf. How you doing today?
I'm holding on, Fame. What's going on with you, brother?
I was holding on to. I just rubbed one out, and now we got to sit here and talk about this jerk off. You know what I'm saying? As I spend the days counting down the refractory period. Uh, you know, but listen, uh, listen though. He's lucky he wasn't on the sidewalk. He would have got shot.
I'm telling you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at this like, what is he doing? You know, I don't care what's he's sleeping or you know his medicine ain't right or whatever. Like, bruh, you need to be more cognizant of what's going on.
Right.
You know, because you know that obviously there's people there, and yeah, I think they said that in the video. Like, well, yeah, we got to evacuate the plane because just in case he starts to while however they said it, there's no other passengers that will be involved.
Yeah, that's normal procedure though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, what is he talking about? They tried to embarrass him, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, okay, he's on the corner of Liberty and Central Parkway or something. He getting lit up.
Hey, he'd have got robbed where I'm from.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was, that would have been all bad for him. Like, you're exactly right on this one. You're spot on. He's an entitled metrosexual asshole.
Hey,
that's all it is with him. Like, bro, like just take that, whatever. You just gonna have to take that L. Like you said, they put him on the next flight that was coming in 90 minutes. That was departing in 90 minutes. So what's the problem, Odell?
Yeah, I mean, Fame, he was supposed to be on somebody's roster this year because his injury is fully healed. But things like this is what show me that something's not right upstairs, bro. Like something ain't right with this guy. This shows you why NFL teams don't want certain personalities in their locker room.
Oh, exactly. That's why football, the NFL is the most uniform sport of all. Unlike baseball and the NFL or basketball and whatnot, NFL is pretty, it's kind of a tight ship. The military type of, follow the chain of command and don't step out of line because, other people's lives are literally in your hands when you're out there on that field.
Yeah.
Unlike another sport. So I never liked him anyway because, I don't want to be around that metrosexual energy. I'm from a different era. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be around that. So
I probably shouldn't have said that. But yeah, he's
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, my bad. Go ahead, Fame.
No, you see the famous picture of him and the other Giants on that boat. It's like all these dudes sit around with their shirt off. Like, what's y'all problem?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all NFL players, we know y'all got some muscles. Like, why do y'all feel like taking y'all shirt off? 8 of y'all.
No
women in sight. Not one woman in sight, and all these dudes just with their shirts off. Like, okay, I would definitely avoid that type of party. But that's just me, though.
But we notice what I'm saying. We work hard for these bodies, Fame. We just want to show them off. We want to show the world what we're working with. I don't care that there's other men around. It ain't for them. It's for the ladies. That's what it is.
Right.
Okay.
Well, no. He wanted all the other men to see his pecs like he see every day, for 8 hours a day.
Maybe
that you work with. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, knock it off. And as far as down in Dallas, like, I was kind of tongue in cheek when I said that about the student loan stuff because I was kind of remarking on the PPP stuff.
Oh, okay.
People, getting banged on for that. But I said it back then when it happened. I'll say the same thing. Like, that man, y'all owe that man. He don't owe y'all. And part of, let's be honest though, nobody's gonna say this, but Rothstein will. Part of the problem with the twerking was these were behemoths doing this. These girls weren't even sexy. Let's keep it all way tall. These were little butterballs doing this.
I seen a few of them. Yeah, I mean, it was not P-Valley girls or no shit like that, if you want to call it that. These were just girls that were probably having a good time, these weren't organized strippers or anything like that. These were girls just having a good time. But there's a place and a time for a certain type of good time. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel where you're coming from. But yeah, it wasn't an organized strip show. These were girls that just came in off the street. They were having dinner all together. They felt like because a certain tune came on the radio, not radio, but from the DJ, that gave them the entitlement to stand up and twerk. It's one thing to stand by the table. I don't even condone that. But when you start standing up on the tables, that's when it's become way more disrespectful than. That's just way over the top of disrespect.
And to bring it home to something you've always said on your show, these are the type of girls that would be in the airport fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
This was like if you're twerking in a family restaurant or that type of restaurant, that just because he's playing music, like you said, there's no dance floor, nothing like that. He's just playing upbeat music that our people will like.
Yeah.
Other than that elevator music you're gonna hear at Prime or the Precinct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's also, we need more coof in the community.
Well, there were people actually defending them.
Coof.
There was people actually defending them. And then how did it even get to the point? How does it even get to the conversation of how this man got his restaurant? What the fuck? I mean, what does that have to do with the people standing up twerking and all that? Because he said something. I don't know if you ever heard him. He said it live on the video. He stood up and was like, listen, this is an up-class place and blah, 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 blah. We don't need all of that, man. He said that after the 5th time that he had to come out there and tell them to stop doing that. And
right.
I mean, and now they want to try to make him sound like he's trying to be better than us by how he established his business, by student loans or whatever. And I don't even know if that's true. But it's beside the point, even if he got it that way. I know some people that took student loan money and got their first car. I mean,
right.
You could justify the overspending of student loan money for anything. This man did something that you won't dare do. And that is, he used his over expenditures of his school loan money and he started a business or he applied it to what he was already doing. Maybe
and there's nothing wrong with
that.
That's called being resourceful.
See anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. As long as they get their money back. Nobody ever said that his student loans were in default. I don't know about all that. So don't worry about what that man do with that money.
The people who would defend, the people who were mad at him are the people that will defend OBJ.
Probably.
See, it all kind of work with each other. They work hand in hand.
Yeah.
These type of chaos agents, as you say.
Yeah.
But one thing I would like for you to maybe discuss if you have time today or maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Is the shooting? I believe it's in Houston. A guy walks to a restaurant, tries to rob it, and a patron, lets loose on him. And the activists are down there saying that the patron did too much because after he shot him, he kept shot. He stopped the threat because I think the first shot to the head took him out, and then they said he kept shooting at him and whatnot, kept shooting him as he was already, the threat was neutralized. I'm like, I don't give a damn. He tried to come in there and rob. He getting what he getting. No reasonable judge or jury is going to indict this guy.
Okay,
and this is what y'all going to have to live with, you chaos agents.
That's what happened, Fame. Somebody, let me just put it in a nutshell. Someone walked into a restaurant, tried to rob it, and one of the patrons in the actual, in the restaurant, shot and killed the person that tried to rob the restaurant. That's what it is.
Yes.
I don't feel sorry for the guy that walked in trying to steal. I don't feel sorry for that.
No, me either. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand what these activists are tripping. Like, do not dilute the waters of racism and blacks being mistreated with this type of effery.
So what you saying? So let me guess. It was a brother that came in and was attempting to rob the restaurant.
I'm assuming he is because the activist is a Quanell X or something like that. I mean, the guy's wearing a hoodie or a mask. You can't really see his color. But the guy who lit him up was a Latino.
Okay.
So, I mean,
so now what? So now what? Because you already know that those same activists was activists for the Latino community as well. Because they consider them to be brown and black people. I keep trying to tell y'all we getting food. We gonna be food when y'all gonna be see the Mexicans, they gonna pass us by. All those brown and black people that are coming through that border down there, black people that's sitting here falling asleep to the activists that Biden is allowing all this shit to happen, all those people coming across that border are not the same black people of America. Y'all are getting tricked. Them black people coming to America to do different type of black people shit. They come here, they will not come to this country and be looking for the same government support and thinking that the government owe them something and thinking and blaming and saying they're not coming here for that. They come in here to do different shit. They're going to be entrepreneurs. They're going to look down on people that look for a handout. Trust me, I can prove it. You know how I got receipts on it right now? Show me an activist group right now that's Latino or from the origins of Latino community, and they are standing up, screaming and hollering about the people down at the border. I ain't saying for them. I'm saying not against them, but for them, because I can show you 5 activist groups that are Latino that are trying to keep Latinos from coming in this country illegally. Now, do you hear what I'm saying to you, Fame? Because a year and a half ago, you know, Tracy Dillingham said I keep a schedule, because I do. A year and a half ago, when this border crisis happened, I told y'all, these are not the same people down there. They not coming here to just lay down up under the government. These folks are going to come here and turn up. They understand the American dream. They understand how to take advantage of what's here. These people are thirsty and hungry. And when they come here, they're going to show you how to do it. And I said, give them a decade. In 10 years, those border crossers, if they're still here, will be enrolled in school and taking advantage of the American dream. Look at the Latinos in America that are here legally now. A lot of them down in Florida are in politics. They're entrepreneurs, and they're taking advantage of the old sweet American dream.
Right. And they're not taking jobs from, you know, that the normal black person would want anyway. When people say they're taking jobs from me, they're doing the jobs that most of us niggas won't do. You know what I'm saying? For the come up. So yeah, I ain't got no problem with all that. But
well, I mean,
you know,
I got one person here that made a comment. Kenneth Jones said, "Ain't nobody going to surpass the black man. You tripping? Okay, let me trip. I'll trip over my own words. I'll trip. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me just say something to you. They've already surpassed us. Have you seen the population between the Latino community and the black community? They're damn near doubled us.
They're
now.
About 18%.
No, they're much more than that.
I'm
they're
sorry.
much more than that. We're more like 13%. They're more like 23%. So y'all might wanna. I shouldn't say double, but it's getting there.
Right.
And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is leave Ohio. All you got to do is go somewhere else where the Latino communities are heavy. There's not a lot of Latinos in the Midwest. There's just, you can't even find a generational, like you can't find new Latinos in the Midwest. You know, that's what you're going to find. You don't find the older ones. But down south, down in Florida, shit, there's places in Florida, multiple places in Florida that you can't even go if you don't speak Spanish.
Yeah,
You'll
LA as
lost.
well.
California
the signs and everything is out there in Spanish. Like you'll be lost if you don't know how to say "Como te llamas." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you better learn how to say something. What is your name? You
better. There you go.
Hey, all I'm saying to you is this: Latinos are beautiful people. Okay, this is not me saying something bad about Latino people. None of that. I'm saying people that understand opportunity versus people who may not get, who defer excuses for. There's just a difference, bro. There's a difference. You know, you got people that are damn near killing. They being chased by alligators and shit, trying to cross over. They're putting their family members in the line of fire of child trafficking and human trafficking. They're owing these cartels money to get them here. And you trying to tell me the only reason why they trying to leave where they from is because they scared of the government? No. A lot of them are trying to come here because they understand that the opportunities that the government is giving us here in America, you can be all you can be. And I don't respect people who sit here and look, we all know, Fame, I don't mean to take it all the way up, man, but this is where I get a little in my ways.
No, talk your
We
shit.
all know that America has treated a whole lot of people a effed up kind of way. Us being one of them for sure. But you can't tell me a country that has not had problems the same that America has had. And if you can
Right.
show me a country in the world, not just in North America, not just in South America, not just on the continent of Africa, if you can show me one country in the world that is doing better than America, that does not allow capitalism, then you can shut me up. Show me a place in the world that allows their citizens to have capitalism and they're better than America. Show me one country like that.
That you won't be able to. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's
then
not
people
gonna
that's
happen.
talking about how bad it is here need to shut up. Maybe you ain't grinding hard enough.
I hear you. You know, but hey, it's always a pleasure. It looks like you're back on the right side of common sense. You know, the last couple of weeks you've been
Oh
bugging,
shit! Oh,
but
shit.
but I'm gonna fuck with you anyway. But I'm glad to see that you're back. You know, so
All right,
it's
Fame.
been
I
real. I had
appreciate
fun.
it.
We'll chat it up again. So be well.
All right, brother. That was a great insult. Thank you. That's Fame insulting me with the smile on his face. Yeah, man, I'm tired of it. Let me tell you what I did. Then I'm gonna go into this video with Odell Beckam with his elitist ass. I hate using the word elitist. I don't even mean to say it like that. I don't mean to call him that because he's just a rich, spoiled individual. Let me just say this to you. I had a conversation with someone today. This young lady happened to be an SRO. Okay. And I don't know what SRO stands for off the top of my head, but it's those police officers that are in schools. Okay. And, you know, I'm standing in the clerk's office, and this happens to be a very, very attractive sister who is a police officer, and she's an SRO. And she's filing a warrant. Okay, school resource officer. Thank you, Cedric. She's filing a warrant, okay, because another incident happened in a school. And what I don't understand are people who always, come up with these things about these SROs shouldn't be in the school because they are like part of the prison pipeline. These kids see the police and they think that this is normal and blah, blah. And I just be saying to myself, how many of the people that complain about SROs being in the school, how many of your kids go to a school where fights happen on a daily basis, drugs are discovered, possibly every day if they do an inspection? How many of your kids are going to a public school and you feel safe with your kid going to school every day? How many of y'all are complaining about SROs being in the schools if your kid go to one of the schools? There's a huge difference between maybe a Woodward High School and Oak Hills, both being public schools. There's a huge difference. So you can call it a color thing if you want to, but the truth of the matter is there's violence that go on in one school more so than the other school. And if your kid is going to a school where violence is a normal high, you don't feel safer for your family if your kid is going to school and SROs are there? Or why do you have such a cynical mind to think that the SROs are only there to mess with the children? You don't think they're there to protect the kids? So I had a small conversation. I'd like to share it for a hot second. And in that conversation, I asked the SRO, I asked the sister, and I'm telling you, boy, she could be doing a whole lot of other things than being a SOR or SOR at what is it? SOR or SRO? I don't know, but she could be a whole lot of other. We used to call them school, I don't know what we used to call that shit. We used to call them school police or whatever in school because we had them all over the place at Withrow, all over. But anyway, she could be doing a whole lot of other stuff than being in that school. SRO, okay. It's SRO. I think I put SOR, but it's SR, School Resource Officer, so that makes sense. Thank you, Roz. Thank you, Nikki Carter. She could be doing a whole lot of other things. This is a really nice looking lady. She well spoken, and she's in there filling out a damn warrant for the arrest of a child. And it's because of a fight. I'm not going to name the school, but it's a school that's very popular to us in our community in the Cincinnati area. And I'm going to be honest with you. That conversation went a couple different ways. My first question was to her, so you filling out a complaint for a warrant for a kid? And she said, oh, yeah. And she had that look on her face like, shit, I'm here all the time. And I said, I just can read her face. And I was like, well, I said, was it a fight? She said, yeah, it was a fight. As usual. And I was like, I said, is this a everyday thing? And without me getting the whole sentence, that little short sentence out my mouth, she had already said to me, yes, I'm filling these complaints out almost every day. She said she's part of 13 schools. 13 schools that file complaints daily for warrants or whatever, pre-arrest, whatever it might be. And she told me from her heart, she said, you know, she didn't know me. She didn't know me as Wyatt. She know me from my business. She don't know me from Wyatt Live. She didn't even know I did this show. But she was like, we do these every day. There's fights every day. We break up stuff every day. And the last thing we want to do, and this sister was being 100 about it. She said, the last thing we want to do is be where we are right now, arresting these kids. We don't want to be here arresting these children. And I said, you know, the public don't hear that. I asked her, now I'm not going to tell you her name and all that because like she said to me, I don't want that smoke. She was referring to herself. I said, why don't you say this type of stuff? I said, is it a union thing? Is it in the union policy that y'all can't come public and say certain things about what's going on? Can't you tell the public the truth? Because I know, because I see the paperwork. Can't you come out and say some shit in the news? Can't y'all come out? Can't the union come out? Or are y'all being handcuffed? And she said it to me right in my face. I don't want to say nothing because I don't want the smoke. And I understand where she's coming from. I understand she don't want to be that officer to tell you how fucking bad it really is. And to tell your chaos agent ass to go sit down because you don't do what I do every day. You don't see the things I see every day. All you are privileged to is a 30-second video of somebody getting slapped in the head after they've been acting a fool all year. We always see the aftermath of somebody's idiocy. And then you jump on the person who didn't had enough. But this sister told me. She said, why? She said, we don't want to arrest these kids, man. Ain't nobody's on this team trying to make it tough on these kids. You just got some kids that's just making it bad for everybody. They just don't want to do, we got so many schools in the Cincinnati area that are opened up for bad behavior children. Do y'all ever have those conversations? And if y'all had to read, if there was you could fill a newspaper of the incidents that go on in them schools. You really could. Like I tell y'all all the time, don't talk no court shit. Don't talk no crime shit on y'all shows. On y'all shows, if y'all not part of that shit that's going on down there. If you can't report what's going on down there on a daily basis, you might not want to talk about it. You might not want to talk about it because all you do is picking and choosing shots. But the world out here is bigger than shots. Bigger than shots. And you're not being fair, you're not being honest when you have arguments about things that happen every once in a while versus having a conversation of the things that's happening every day. You're not being you're not being fair to your people that you're talking to. You're not being fair. I'm going to take a phone call, then we're going to go to the video of Odell. Good evening, caller. This is Wyatt. Thanks for holding. My apologies.
What you apologizing for?
Because you've been on hold for a while. Who am I speaking with? I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you.
It's Marquetta.
Marquetta, what's good with you, sis?
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you.
It's your turn to talk. What's happening? Happy New Year. I haven't talked to you this year yet.
Hey, Happy New Year, brother. I told you I want you to mentor the guy, Frank Oglesby, on Facebook. He has a lot of properties that would be a good use, but he needs to benefit. So I hope you reach out to him.
Oh, can you DM me that information?
I sure will.
I appreciate it. What's on your mind?
Odell, did he have on his pants?
Okay.
Is the flight attendant saying did he not have on pants?
Okay, I don't know because the video don't show all that. Okay, but here's I do know
it's a full video. The paramedics and everybody come in.
Yep.
And the flight attendant explains to them he won't put the seatbelt on. This is a 5-hour flight. We can't take off until everybody's in. He keeps passing in and out of consciousness. Does he have his pants on? The new paramedics who just got on the flight, they're like, well, yeah, he has his pants on. And they're like, well, he has his pants on now. So he was balled up, asleep, and passing in and out of consciousness and wouldn't disboard when the paramedics came to assist him and cussed out. Did you see the whole video?
Yeah, we're going to play it here in a minute. But go ahead. You just keep going. Go ahead.
And then, like I said, CTE, the cranial damage, you smashing your head against doesn't mean you ain't necessarily got the best sense, but you might have a lot of money. So here you got, Antonio Brown. Remember, he street. They let him just do anything. But why he don't own a plane? Where your money at? Why are you on coach? Where you ain't got no plane?
Are you talking about Odell? You talking about Odell?
Yeah, like where are your investments? Did you see that Usain Bolt got his fortune wiped out to whatever he had made? Like he had it in some Jamaican bank, and one of them FTX account managers came through, moved some numbers, and took the whole banking system of Jamaica and all of Usain Bolt's retirement funds.
Yep. Happens all the time. And there was a lot of white people money in there, a lot of black people money in there. Listen, here's the thing. I keep trying to tell people that rich people go broke all the time. It ain't always because they frivolous with their money or do something wrong. It's who they trust. Most rich people that go broke, they go broke because somebody stole it from them.
Yeah, Rihanna had got robbed for I want to say 150 million or something like that, 250 million, somewhere way up there, some astronomical number. But she bounced back and became a billionaire, and she's an immigrant's child as well. But here's the thing, in let's see, where is it now? In Baltimore, the water is brown. In Jackson, Mississippi, the water is still brown.
Yeah, they worried about Dion leaving though.
In Flint, they might fix the water.
It's been messed up for 6 years now.
Now Detroit in and out of bad water. So the water systems, if you got a good water company, that's tracking your water, then you know kind of what's going on with your water. But all water systems is gonna have a problem some sort of way because water's a funny thing. But that's why water to buy is so precious. You'd rather buy it in a bottle than drink it out the sink. But I was just saying, we talked about how, I always say we got to stop spoiling our brothers.
We got to stop what?
We got to stop excusing all of our ill behavior. Did you see all those videos that was coming out of last year of the women beating up the women in the restaurants? Our culture is just so far gone and we coddle bad behavior. I get that. But this whole thing on reparations in California, where they're talking about giving them people $5 million a piece.
Yeah,
in California,
San Francisco.
Skid Row is it's a land of homeless people in California and Hollywood, just homeless, crazy people, drug addicts, just walking all around, stabbing people, killing people, robbing people, passed out in the street, living in tents. Some of them got kids, some of them live in cars, some of them work, some of them don't. Just can't afford living in California. Inflation, job loss, et cetera, et cetera. So it sounds ridiculous to even think about giving someone like that $5 million. And the whole issue of reparations. See, when you talk about the cartel, did you see how they ended the year when what's the head guy, the cartel?
El Chapo's son.
El Chapo's son. Them motherfuckers pulled out their helicopter gunships and shot up the whole cities. All it was a lockdown. And see, people don't talk about that. You be talking about that. You be talking about them cartel. The cartel here in California, they just killed up a whole family, including a 10-month-old baby. It's
Yep.
a whole nother animal as
Cartels,
far as
Marquetta, cartels have more money than some of the
than the
governments.
government. That's right. And that's why that girl Shanquella Robinson case gonna be ignored because the cartel own that property.
Well, you can thank the United States of America's government right now too for enriching cartels, because as much dope is coming in here right now, and as much trafficking that human trafficking that they're allowing to go in right now, and adding the the twist that they've added, and that is, you even got some politicians here in the city or ex politicians and all that making comments like, this is a Republican party, and this is a government that don't want brown people coming in this country to be tax-paying citizens, and that's just not true. What it is there's a process to come in this country so you can come here, work, be documented, and pay into the tax program. But the way it's being set up right now, you got a bunch of people just coming in, being dropped off into cities. Now all of a sudden the Democratic mayor up in New York got a whole lot to say, since they sending some of those migrants, them
Hmm.
illegal
And did you
migrants to
see how
his
much
city.
food they was wasting? They was feed. And this is what I be saying. This is what I be saying. We don't have enough pride as American blacks. I work, whether I work as a low income citizen, whether I achieve goals and become a high earning citizen, I'm first. I'm a citizen. I got the right to vote. I was born here. My ancestors older than all these that's coming here. We helped beat Mexico. Y'all down there, your citizenship is in the Congo. It doesn't matter where I'm at in America. I'm first. So you don't get to bring in a busload of immigrants wherever they're from, Afghanistan, Ukraine, Mexico, and put them in hotels and high rises where we can't even get decent housing through New York Housing Authority, and
You
we living with rats. It's 2 million rats,
I mean,
and they feeding them people, and they not even eating that food because Mexicans got their own food. They don't want no sandwich and apples. They throw all the people at the hotel complain. They are throwing away so much food in the garbage, while the people of New York go hungry and homeless, the actual citizens. And I want to see the Odell, and I don't want to take we'll be all night. I want to talk to you one more thing about Biden and them papers selling influence. Hunter Biden went into these different countries representing fake shell companies. He was getting high. He was buying little girls. He had it all on his laptop. He was talking to different heads of state, telling them, give me this, give me that. They following the paper trail. They see when he was getting paid by foreign investors, that money was going to his daddy for properties that he owned, talking about he was paying rent. And Jim Crow Joe go way back. Democrats and Republicans the same though, because I've seen the Republicans say they want to up the Social Security retirement age because you like 75. And what? Everybody want to work, but it's a time for everything that benefit for you as a United States citizen, as you work, as you contribute your children to the military, as you pay taxes. And I told you we carry the biggest student loan debt because we didn't follow Booker T. Washington. We followed W.E.B. Du Bois. And so that's where you got the divine nine or the 10% of at the HBCUs. Look how they doing the coaches. The one guy, Ed Harris, I think his name, he was disgusted with that HBCU running through that sports campus. Like, look at all this trash. They knew I was coming. Why couldn't they clean my office? Just frustrated because we like eternal confused. But I'm gonna listen to you on this Odell Beckham. I don't want to take too much more of your time. I talk your ear off, but all of that. But I
Well,
keep trying to tell black people, ain't nothing wrong. If the Ukraine can get 100 billion, $100 billion in a year, if Afghanistan and wherever else they spend all, that's your money, that's your labor, that's your children's social security number tied to a tax system that's going to forever take a tenth or X% of their taxes through the IRS. And Biden already said he gonna veto any bill that's coming to get the IRS. They're gonna hire as many nonsense agents as they want to because it's a wasteful government and it's a con game. Biden, his brother, his son, they got documents because they were selling influence the same way Donald Trump and his son and his daughter was selling influence. And Black Americans, we have a political party now. I always get so frustrated with the churches because they have so much money, but they don't have no political influence.
they don't.
You know,
That's the difference. A lot of people say power, money is power. It really isn't. Money is just position. And if you don't have any political power, see, you got to understand that churches are a slave to the rhythm, sis. They might have money, but they have, okay, now the government can take everything away from the churches that keep them going, and that is the tax exemption. You understand what I'm saying? There was a one time churches was depositing in the United States of America banking system $40 million a week. That was 20 years
mm-hmm.
ago. It's probably
we
close to,
we
it's
we
probably
have we
close
done
to,
paid $10 billion. If y'all look up some of them numbers, I'm gonna stop talking, brother. I'm gonna listen to you, but I go all night with you because that's the whole thing that we be talking about. You got fake
well,
influencers
we have
like
bad,
Al Sharpton.
yeah, we got bad leadership. We still think Uncle Al and them guys, Uncle, Al Sharpton, we really still think that they effective. They're not. They get paid checks to do what they do. They keep chaos going on. They keep people confused and dazed about what we are entitled to. They keep people thinking that one day the sun gonna shine. That's why when we sitting here talking about, look, y'all gonna hate me for saying what I'm gonna say. I was never a MLK guy. I was never a Martin Luther King guy. I was a Malcolm X guy. I've said that on my show forever, and everybody that watches the show know that. I'm not disrespectful to Martin Luther King, but Martin Luther King said we want to be part of you, where Malcolm X was more like we do our own thing. If we would have followed the pattern of one guy, we would be self-sufficient. But instead, we wanted to be part of a union that the union didn't want us. So now
Mm-hmm.
we're part now of those unions, and now we're saying what if we would have done what Malcolm X was talking about, there would be no discrepancies about having your own. But now you want to be part of a union or part of a situation that never wanted you in your mind, never wanted you. But now you got the same rights that they have, but now that same chaos mentality is falling in that same union, and now we can't get what they got. Listen, it's all bullshit to me, sis, because I know a whole lot of po-ass white folks. Listen, you don't walk in my shoes and not come across a bunch of rich people and a bunch of poor people. I'm with them. I'm with both sides almost daily, okay? And I watch how people move. And all I'm telling you is, look, there's a whole lot of working class white people out here, just like, but they don't have that same excuse that we have, because we have that we have that ledge of being able to blame somebody. They can't really blame nobody, but they can't even
Well,
try.
what's our excuse? Why do the kids act like that at school?
Why do they act like what? Like the fighting and stuff?
It's a documentary on Chicago public schools. There's a little boy in there.
Well, I could tell you one of the
and
reasons.
He go off. He just cussing the SRO out.
I know,
He cussing
I
the
seen
teacher out. He about 7 or 8 years old. They had to put him in handcuffs basically.
I seen
Get
it.
him out of school.
And the chaos agents had a problem with that. They had a problem with the SROs putting handcuffs on him and all that stuff because they said you're prepping him for the penitentiary. No, who's prepping him for the penitentiary is his mama and his daddy. They prepped his ass for the penitentiary. He coming into school talking about F you and I ain't gonna pay attention. I ain't listening to you. I seen the video. Okay. And nobody can control that kid. That kid gone. That kid is already gone.
He's
And
already in prison.
Yeah,
in his mind.
Yeah, he's
He
already gone.
in prison.
He's already gone. And who failed him are the people that were supposed to be in front of him since birth. And you can blame the white man. You can blame anybody y'all want to blame. But listen, I'm going to tell you something. One of the reasons why I do what I do for my kids is because neither one of my kids came to me before they was born and said, Daddy, would you have me? Would you take care of me? No kid on this planet ever came to you before you had them and said, please have me. I'll do and be perfect for you. No, we chose to have them. We owe them. And in that we might not owe them all the materialistic shit, but we owe them a chance of having a good life. That means we got to make sacrifices. That means we got to make better choices. That means we got to make sure they make better choices. You can't continue to blame nobody for the bad choices that you make or your children make. You can't keep blaming nobody because listen, if it was just us making them kind of decisions, I'd be like, damn, something wrong. But there's Latino kids, white kids, black kids, Asian kids. They all make bad decisions. And decisions are based on upbringings. Not all, but the majority of them.
Yeah, it's absolute
we don't value education. That's what I tell you. Mark Marquetta, I know you can find this to be common, okay, what I'm about to tell you, because I seen your comment yesterday. I think you're the one who said, stop telling my story. Was that you?
No.
That wasn't you yesterday?
I'm banned. I had to go make me a public professional page.
Well, yesterday I said some shit that was common to a lot of folks. And that was, while we was out hustling as young men, we was sending our girlfriends to school. And we thought that was real slick. We thought that was real cool to be out in the streets hustling and all that old shit and then go pick your girlfriend up at Cincinnati State because she in there getting an education. Why weren't we in there getting an education? Why weren't the men in there getting the same education as the women? This is the repercussion right now of a whole lot of black women being educated and the man not being educated. And now we're following ourselves in a world where, you know, the women are supposedly now I'm just trying to tell you, because I'm surrounded by women, not just my wife, my two daughters, my mama, my aunts. That's who raised me. And they were all strong. They were all strong individuals because they forced to be strong in this world. They were forced to be this way. And that's only because they had to take care of everything. So we can't, as men, be sitting here talking about women trying to be all masculine and shit when we leaving y'all in masculine roles. We putting y'all in them roles because we're not around.
But see, that's where you say Malcolm. Malcolm was a symbol of black masculinity that was disciplined, clean, orderly, father. You're not going to find him with other women, etc. Did you see that $10 million statue they made of Martin Luther King's arm?
I seen it. I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. People still talk. Listen, I told you, I don't really do that. I don't get into the Martin Luther King. I don't get into all of that shit. And it's only because, look, I was raised in a school where I went to an all-black school, CCA. I know people know I say it. We have Black History every month. There's more than Martin Luther King in this country. Martin Luther King is the face and the words that white America wants you to follow. Okay, that was it. We have more powerful people than Martin Luther King in America. I'm sorry if y'all don't know that. I'm sorry if I'm coming off as some coon to you. But Black America is bigger than Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was put in place by white folks so y'all wouldn't tear shit up. That he was there to say, let us be involved and include and blah, blah, blah. But he wasn't teaching anybody how to be self-sufficient because they didn't give him the budget for that. Have you pulled one Martin Luther King? I can recite, give me a date and I can recite a Martin Luther King speech for you because I was forced to do it as a child, as in the 6th grade. I know his speeches, but I also know Malcolm X's speeches. The reason why I can see the pure difference between the two is because one was preaching self-sufficiency, one was preaching inclusion. I'm more of a self-sufficient individual, not an inclusionary person. I believe in it, but it's not my motivation in life. And unfortunately, some take that inclusion and they think that that's your answer of being part of something. Well, there's an illusion of being part of the inclusion. And Martin Luther King, to me personally, brought some of that because he was given the budget, the attention, the media. He was part of that. Now, that's not saying anything bad about him, but the only thing that I can ever remember Martin Luther King talking about when it came down to economics was the 40 acres and the mule speech that he had. And it was how much money America, even back then, was sending to foreign land and not reinvesting in America and not giving a Black America a portion of that money to be able to do their own Black-owned businesses. That's when I was more on, okay, MLK, he on it now. He get it. It ain't about coming and going to your schools. You can send a Black kid to a white school. Like I said yesterday, it's all about who your kids sit next to. You can send a Black kid to a white school. He or she is only gonna get out of it what they putting in and what they know. Mm-hmm. It ain't what school you go to, it's how you assert yourself in life. You don't have to go to the best law school to be the best lawyer one day in America. It's not what school you go to, it's how you apply yourself to the field that you're stepping into. That's all it is. And we give, like I say this all the time. My white family, don't get mad when I'm about to say this. Black people give white people way too much credit. Here it is, 2023, and you think they the reason why we failing today. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
We're not failing. We're not.
You let them
we're
say
not
that.
failing.
I understand.
We're. Of course, you're gonna have more. You're gonna have more poverty amongst white people. No, let me stop talking in terms of race, because race is we're beyond that. It's a globalization.
It's really it's a classification thing. Okay, it's really classification. There's plenty. If you don't think that white people exist, go to Price Hill. They have the same thing that Black poor people have in Cincinnati. Bad housing, bad education. It ain't the education system. It's the people that you put in the building sometimes that divert from education.
Well, but little Tyrone and little Octavius, they coming in, like you said, already from a environment of unaccountability and irresponsibility. They've come into the world without proper guidance. They're already in an environment, like you just said.
We don't have them conversations, sis. We don't have them conversations.
When white people experience poverty, there is no white advocate. There's no one that can cut. If you even have white pride, you consider like a Ku Klux Klan member. In order for you to be safe as a white person, you better be quiet, because a Black person got the right to how it's given to you. You find the Waffle House fights, and we just jump out of our seats and just attack the little white girls and beat them up because they white. You can find those videos everywhere. Our people lost the Booker T. Washington, the Malcolm X, the self-sufficient, but we succeeded in that. I don't want to put and say, because you had a divine nine, you got the Founders Day, you got sisters and brothers who are in the service and dedicated to their profession and to being good for their community and doing good for their community. So we can't say we're failures, but we are not moving the barometer. We're not moving the barometer. I don't care what nobody say, because the government print money out the blue. It ain't even money. It's a debt. It's a currency. It's not even, you have to have assets. George Cardone, I think is his name. He says you got to make $430,000 a month in order for you to even really sustain yourself in America.
How much? You got to make
$430,000 a month. It was a big to-do, but it's possible. It's in America. It's possible. You hop on these Twitters, you hop on these Instagrams, you do, you work the chat APIs. Is opportunities around everybody. But if you come in I've seen it. I've seen little boys go straight to prison, 16, straight to prison as soon as they get 16. And when I say something, you have those chaos agents who are looking to make a coin. See, when I talk about housing and low income housing, whether we respect a person's economic standard or not, they pay a tax and the government pays them a tax back. And that's why the FBI had to come and investigate Cincinnati because Cincinnati wasn't spending the money right. They was giving it to big corporations in order to keep Cincinnati. You have to keep everybody at 54,000 or less within these positions in order to get those tax cuts that's going to keep these positions. When you talked about Alicia Reese and her knowledge of bonding, when I tried to hold the dude who was accountable for it was a bond for Avondale, the empowerment zone. They had a $25 million bond.
Right.
And it was up for grabs. Everybody could get if you had a business, you can get, and just like the PPP loan, complete unaccountability. All the business is gone. $500,000 here, $500,000 there. No real investment. When you talk to the guy, Frank, what I picture is coding and children learning coding. You can hop on artificial intelligence software nowadays. And if you teach your children early enough, they can automatically, before they even wake up, be and wrote a book as long as they publish it to Amazon API, sell it for $7 a month, and have a income early in life, even as a kid, just building novels off of artificial intelligence. So the money and the capability is there. But like you said, our community, you can't even talk seriously to adults.
Well, here's the thing. I get it, sis. Let me just say this. This is what angers me more than anything right now with certain folks. You still got people pimping us, talking, literally pimping us, talking about how, I'm not saying this is a perfect world. It's not a perfect America, but it's the best country in the world because of the opportunity that we have here. And there's people killing themselves to get here. There's no reason why none of us can't be millionaires in America. The opportunity is there. Now, if you don't know how to get it, is that America's fault? If you don't know that the $1 million is there for you to get, is it America's fault? Because this is what I tell people. You want, and this is going to be a little deep, and people not going to like what I'm going to say, but I feel comfortable telling you, and that is, this is why I tell my Black brothers and sisters who open up businesses to just say you have an IO. It's independently owned. Stop putting that Black-owned business shit in your window, because it's not the white people that you got to worry about. You got some of your own Black folks that's going to hate so heavy, they might come visit you one time. If they have an experience that they don't like, they won't come back, and they're going to make sure other people don't come back. There's some people that really act like they cheering for you, but they really booing deep down inside for you. They booing you. They don't want to see you succeed your dreams because they haven't even gotten the starter's block of their own. And I'm saying, we know white folks are going to hate on you having a business, but stop putting these Black-owned shit in your window. It don't work. Here's the thing that I'm telling you. Everybody say you got to move somewhere like Atlanta in order to be a Black-owned business and make it. Well, the only people that move to Atlanta and make it as Black-owned businesses are people that's from somewhere else. They move to Atlanta, and let me tell you, what happens is this. When you put all of the same type of thinking people together, that's how you have success. It's not Atlanta's better. It's that people migrate to Atlanta that makes it, that makes that change. The same mindset. People that understand how it is to open a business, they will go and support other businesses. But you're not going to get the same support from a city. Everybody in Cincinnati talk that only in Cincinnati shit. They saying, if you from Atlanta, you saying that same shit about Atlanta. Man, Atlanta ain't shit. It ain't shit. Ain't nobody making good in Atlanta but people that move from other places because the mindset is the same. You can say the same thing about Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina is now becoming more migrated with a lot of Black business entrepreneurs. It's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful place to live. I suggest it to anyone that might be looking to relocate. Beautiful weather. Black folks support one another there. And maybe you can get away with a Black-owned sign, but even they know if you own a U-Haul company, if you own a restaurant or whatever, you don't put Black-owned sign on it. You just become a business and let everybody patronize your business. And you'll be surprised. You think you doing something because you black and got a business and you want to be black and proud about it. Okay, fine. I get it. But let's be black and successful at our business, and then we can salute our blackness after we've become successful. You being black with a black-owned company is not the success. The success is when you get to your climax, your big spot, where you need,
When you have quality of service
when you
and you
can
have a
supply.
metrics to get a customer, I can't stand that. I don't like the pandering because I'm very authentic in
Well,
terms of my Black American identity. So I don't want to wear Black owned on myself. I'm obviously Black, but
I,
my
I'm doing
great,
it.
I mean,
I'm saying
but
this
I,
from a strategic point. I'm just trying to
what,
open up some eyes to some people that think because they open up a t-shirt company, they open up a clothing brand, that now that you got your shit jumped, everybody's doing that. Everybody doing the same shit. You're
well, you
not
get minority money, but I believe in quality of service. If you get your service to the point where you can present it to the public and get paid for it and be independent. You don't have to say you Black owned. It's obvious, but Master P gave us some key, and you still see him kind of struggling today. But I think Post
look,
finally bought his cereals.
Master
You
P
know,
had his run, sis. Master P is throwing shit up against the wall right now. I don't want to be disrespectful to the brother because I like the fact that he pushes to the community, those that are listening. He do push independence. He does promote starting your own and doing. I get it. But Master P got his hands in a little bit too much for me. I'm a businessman and I understand when you got somebody that's out here promoting everything from cereal to damn it, ice cream. I
and
just think,
noodles.
yeah, I just think that there's something going on financially with him that's not as powerful as he's come across. That's not me shooting a shot. That's me being real with the people. I can't sit here and be authentic if I'm not going to tell the truth about what I see. What I see is P is not being he's not concentrating in one specific area. So that tells me that all these different ventures are probably not doing the numbers that are necessary. And it's a robbing Peter to pay Paul type of mentality in business. I just see it, and a lot of people some people may understand what I'm talking about. Some might think that I'm hating right now, but I say what I say because I don't like to misdirect my folks.
Yeah, it's all about quality of service. That's what I'm on.
All
You
right,
got to have a
Marquetta.
good quality service. Ain't no use in being Black or white. You're going to eventually, like you just said, either going to make it or it's going to
Right.
break it.
All
But
right,
you
sis.
have a happy new year. I
Same to
can't
you.
wait for you to talk to this brother. It's so much stuff that I think that you can show him how to do so that he benefits it. A
All right.
lot of times we give from our heart to our people, and when our people don't give it back.
Okay. Shoot me the
And
information and let's see if we can all link. I'll be more than happy to do lunch with the brother one day and see if we can collaborate, see what happens.
I sure will. All right, now talk to you soon.
Peace, sis. Appreciate you. That's Marquetta. She exceeded the shot clock. The shot clock been ringing for about 20 minutes. The refs are like, no shot. That's my sister, though. You can say what you want to say about her. I'm riding with her. She deep. She the deep end of the swimming pool. Me and her be right here on some shit. Sometimes she can switch gears. She'll go from second gear straight up to the fourth gear on your ass, and you gotta catch it. Sometimes you gotta be like, I got you. I'm okay. You talking about that now? Okay. Let me refocus. Let me take a sip. Gotcha, sis. We right here though. All right. So look, I kind of forgot what I was saying, but Odell Beckam. All right. I know I'm gonna take this off my list of the schools, the SROs. I'm gonna talk about that one other day. I want to do a whole show about it. I want to clean that shit up. I want to clean that up. I want to talk about it for real, and I want to see if one of these SROs will come on the show. Maybe that nice looking police officer that I seen today, maybe she will do it. But you know what? She already done told me, Wyatt, I don't really want no smoke. And I can't ask somebody to do something that can risk their career or mess them up on their job or have people looking at them crazy because of how they truly feel about this shit. This is her career. Her career. It's not a job. It ain't no part-time shit. It ain't no security job that she do for a couple hours a day. This is her career. She's a police officer. And to be working in them schools and shit, looking at these kids get in trouble every day, yeah, she could probably come on here and tell y'all a bunch of shit that you don't know nothing about. The same chaos agents that be bitching and complaining about SROs being in the schools and why they got these police officers handcuffing all these kids. And you listen to the news that will allow you to hear 13 and 14-year-olds that are shooting people. See, you don't know how much of that shit is truly going on in this world. But what you hear is when something go wrong. I told her today, I said, now, you know, the news would be at y'all school if y'all was to drag that person you writing that assault warrant for. If y'all would have drugged that kid, I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but if y'all would have drugged that damn kid out of the school and there was a camera on it, they'd be on they'd be on Cincinnati police right now wanting to know why they put their hands on that child. Them same chaos agents are not on a day-to-day basis with what's going on in them schools. They only pay attention once one side, and it's usually the police, once the one-sided police take action and do something. By the way, for y'all that don't care, I'm going to say this anyway. I know you don't care. But you know, in America, there's an average of one police officer being shot last year in 2022. 2022, all y'all chaos agents need to mark this down. 364. I know there's 365 days in a year. I'm not stupid. 364 police officers got shot. Shot in the line of duty. 64 of them died. Died. And you mean to tell me you don't think that if you had to go to work, if you went to a factory every day to go to work, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get to my Odell. If you went to the factory every day and you did the assembly line, and there is a history of when you in there that this particular machine, if you wear ties or loose clothes, it could grab you, suck you in the machine, and chop your ass up. How many of y'all will be cautious every day you go to jail? Now, you making $30, $40 an hour, so you going to work. You just ain't going to wear no ties. You ain't going to wear no loose sleeve clothing. You ain't going to do shit that's going to put you in a line of danger where that machine can grab your ass, chop you up, and chew you up, and you gone. You ain't going to do it. So if you take on the role of a police officer and you hear that 364 of your colleagues have gotten shot in 1 year, 64 of them killed. Now, this is in the line of duty. This is walking up to cars when you're trying to give them tickets. This is getting ambushed by gang members and shit. So you trying to tell me that you wouldn't take the safest way for you doing that job? So when I walk up to a car, you damn right, I'm gonna take my gun, my gun snap and unsnap it, and I'm gonna have my hand right on the gun. Because it's white dudes and black dudes, Asian dudes, Jewish dudes, all of them shoot. They all don't have no problem shooting the police. They all know that this is their third strike, or I ain't going back to the penitentiary. And if I shoot and kill your ass, that's what's going to stop me from going to jail, because now I can get away. So how would you go to work every day? How would you go to work knowing that I can get shot today? How would you go to work if you worked in that factory? You wouldn't wear no loose clothes. You'd do every preventative measure not to get drawn into that machine, chopped up and spit out and die. But no, police officers can't be safe. They can't be safe. They can't say shit. They can be abused. They can be verbally abused. They can be all that shit. And we sit back and we just soak it up because algorithms Algorithms are in your phone right now. You could tell, you could pull up right now, you can pull up the last time just by saying black man shot, and all the shit will pop up on your phone. Try typing in police officer shot and watch how hard you got to search to find some shit. Watch. It ain't going to say the police officer that got shot yesterday. It's going to say 3 years ago, police officer involved in the shooting and he was injured. Change your algorithms in your phone. Research the other side of what you thinking sometime so you can be educated and smart about what's going on out here. For y'all that don't know, this is why Twitter is going through what they're going through right now. Because they have led everybody to believe that only one motherfucker that was running for president last year, only one of them was a liar and a cheat. Only one of them was a liar and a cheat, and you still got people on The View who need cheers, who need the audience on their side. So what do they say? Well, we know, everybody knows Donald Trump is a liar and a cheat. Yeah, and the crowd goes wild. Ah, well, what the fuck is Biden? How you feel comfortable talking about one cheating liar, but not the other one? That has no problem with people living on the street. That have no problem with immigrants coming in the country, living on the streets. Don't have no problem. Listen, his dope fiend ass son and them, they obviously don't give a fuck about drugs and shit. I mean, think about it. This man came in running for president talking about everybody. Now, y'all know, we all then had somebody in our family on drugs. Who he talking to? Who is he talking to? Because you had a cousin, a fifth or a sixth cousin down the line who was on drugs, that's a family member who was on drugs, and you got a lot in common about the average. Come on, man. Only certain people can be told in their face, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And not have a problem with that shit. Only black people could look at somebody like Hillary Clinton, who is definitely a liar and a thief, could go to a Charlemagne the God show and do a chuckle and a jive with some fucking hot sauce and nobody check her motherfucking ass. Y'all some of the softest motherfucking leaders I've ever met in my life. You really think somebody that'll chuck and jive around you got your best interests in heart? Yeah. Broke motherfuckers will fall for anything. You know why? Because they always think somebody gonna save them. So, the liar and the cheat is gonna be the one that's gonna say the stuff that's more common to that mentality. Tell them what they want to hear. They'll forget about it. They'll forget about it. Tell them what they want to hear. Tell them everything that they want to hear. In 6 months, that shit'll blow by. Anybody heard anything about the Lift Every Voice plan yet? Anybody heard that? Anybody got anything out of that yet? Wasn't that part of the black agenda? Wasn't that part of the black agenda? Anybody got anything out of that yet? I'm trying to find something here on the computer as I speak. Let me see if I got that clip. Let's see. I want y'all to hear something that I know I've played before, but I'm in the mood to hear it. And I know some people are like, well, why? What happened to your boy Odell? Here it is right here. Yeah, I'm about to pull up the Odell Beckam. But before I go on, Let me read a couple of these comments. I like this one. Shauna87 says, but come on, Wyatt, does it really matter who gets voted in as president? They all liars. Yeah, it matters. Let me tell you what matters more to me. I would rather deal with the person that I don't have to figure out. I really would. I would rather deal with I can't find, you know what? Like, here's the thing. Look, this is a parallel to the point. You'll get it. Trust me. Smart people here on Wyatt Live. I promise to God on my great grandmother and my grandmother's graves. I've made more money in business doing business with people that I know didn't like me, we had nothing in common other than business. We had nothing personal in common. We didn't like each other. I've made more money off of them. They've made money off of me because we kept it business. I've lost more money that had with me doing business with people that showed fake love, deception, and pretended to have love for me. That's where I lose my money. That's where I lose in doing business with people who pretend to be on my side and look out for me. The same thing happens in politics. I would rather deal with somebody that I know don't like me because my guard is up and I'm only focused on the business. I'm only focused on what we're doing. I'm not focused on, my guard can never go down because I know that I'm dealing with somebody that we don't really see eye to eye on a lot. I've made more money on people that don't like me, and we had to shake hands and do business with one another. But the people that, come on, bro, and I got love for you, bro. Come on, Unc. All that old shit, I done lost money dealing with that old shit. And I look at it as politics too. I challenge those that say they got their best interests out for me because I say, okay, give me a time frame you're going to have what you're promising me done. Give me a time frame. I need a date. I need something to compare it to. I don't need, well, I'll get it done. You know, that shit that Biden did with Ice Cube. Well, once I win, then I'll come sit with you and talk about the black agenda. That was bullshit. I told y'all that was bullshit when he said that. The chaos agents that defended that shit, what do they have to say about it today? They switched the narrative of the whole, they switched it up. Well, Cube, he didn't come up with the black agenda, all this old other dumbass shit. Had nothing to do with what was really going on. It might not sound right to you, but I'm telling you, I've done better business with people that I just know that when our 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 is over with, we're over with. We have nothing socially in common. I don't want to do nothing with you outside of work, business, or none of that. Don't even come on my page. We're not social media friends. We're nothing. But people that act like they got you all right, soon as they get you. And they got your best interest at heart. No. And here's the number one thing, and I'll say this and then I'll move on. I have a problem with people that never tell you the recipe. They won't even show you how to make it. They'll just give you a slice. They'll just give you a slice. You know, like a little bit of little money, little position, but they never show you or teach you how to be self-sufficient. That ain't in their agenda because then you don't need them anymore. Think about it. So you're going to show me how to get an extra $200 a month. Bet. So my money going to go up $200 a month if I vote for you. Right? Well, yeah, of course. Okay. Bet. I got you. I'm going to vote for you. But you're not teaching somebody how to get $2,000 a month on their own. See, that's where I have a problem with people that give things away. If you want to give something away, teach people how to give knowledge away. If you truly care for people, teach them something. Stop trying to teach people. Stop. A lot of them show you, they don't teach you how to fish. They just give you a plate. That way you have to keep coming back to them. But they ain't trying to teach you how to fish so you can feed yourself. I got a problem with that. See, that's not them looking out for you. That's generally them looking out for themselves because they really need you. And if you one of those type, I've seen some people right in the Cincinnati area that would sell me out, that would do the dumbest shit in the world for somebody that's giving them $100. And if you would have been over here with me, even though there's a process, your loyalty is fake to that individual as far as that $100. But I'm not the type of guy that'll say, F him, I'll give you 1,000. That ain't me. Because I don't want you on my team if you'll sell out for $100 and be cool with him. And all I got to do is take you by giving you some money. You can't be part of my team because I know there's going to be somebody that's going to offer you something more than what I can offer you. And then I'm going to end up messed up. Nah, I ain't on that shit. Let me let y'all hear this real fast if y'all don't mind. I gotta let you hear this, and then I'm gonna do this Odell Beckam thing, okay? I promise. Let me see if I can switch my microphone over real fast so it won't be any discrepancies in the sound.
I don't care why someone is a malefactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. The truth is, every major crime bill since 1976 that's come out of this Congress, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden, on that bill, and has had a majority vote of the Democratic members of the United States Senate on the bill. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale, with no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. But they are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families.
I'm going to leave that up for a moment. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Let that sink in those words. I ain't never heard that Trump dude say no shit like that. Matter of fact, P. Diddy, Puffy, and all them people was kissing his ass and was cool with him. All the rich people, all the black millionaires, always been cool with Trump. Trump didn't become a racist until he got into politics. He didn't become a racist until the media sold the black community that he was a racist. The View and all these other left-wing programs then told us this man a liar and a racist. Why couldn't they ever find these clips that I'm playing? Why couldn't they? Who was Joe Biden referring to when he said 70% of them don't have fathers in the home? Whose stat is that? What kids are he referring to when he says they're not being well taken care of at home and these kids are animals? Who was he talking about? No crime bill in America has been passed without the Democratic Party, Joe Biden's name. That's out of his mouth. That's out of his mouth. Show me one of them people that has not abused, who's in leadership right now, that does not have a track record of abusing black people, specifically black men. Show me one that has not signed off on abusing black men, from your president to your vice president. They both have been in court facing allegations, facing policy. Y'all might not know this or not, but Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, has cost California millions of dollars in lawsuits for her imprisonment of black men when their sentences was over. She extended sentences. These men had done their time. Wait a minute, hold on. Hey, Roz, Stephanie Hyde said something. She said, wow, and this is our president. Listen to all that racism in Joe Biden's rant. Your only response is old news? How could it be old news when the same shit is happening? Listen, what you can say is old news is slavery, right? Right? I mean, you can say slavery is old news. But what you can't say is that those crime bills and them enslaving people is old news. You can't say that, bro. You can't say that, because that same policy is still going on right now. Going on now. It's existing right now. The state of California paid over $30-something million in lawsuits for Kamala Harris and what she did when she was the AG. Nobody talk about that shit. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. It's called a protective class. It's called, if we start telling our people the real truth about our people. Why do you think they scrambling right now at the White House about these documents? Nobody gives a shit. Do you care about these documents? I don't. I know it's bullshit. It wouldn't have been important. It wouldn't be the talk right now if they wouldn't have pulled that bullshit on Trump. I told you that it was some bullshit when they raided that Mar-a-Lago place down there. This was another attempt to make somebody look like a liar, thief, and bad. The same Russia shit. It didn't have to be. It didn't have to be important. But the same motherfuckers now that's trying to act and downplay documents, classified documents, them same people, chaos agents, them same folks that now this ain't the same thing, it ain't nothing. Them the same ones that was boosting it up, showing you, putting how much of a thief and a crook, how much they were building that resume on one particular person. Now the rabbit got the gun and the shit ain't no fun, because Joe Biden has done the same exact thing. And you can find differences in the same way a person robbed a bank. But the bottom line is, y'all robbed a bank. Well, he used a gun and he had a real gun. He had a BB gun. She used a knife. All y'all going to jail for bank robbery. It don't matter how you did it. You did it. Now you got people talking about, oh, this old tick for tack shit. This is what's wrong with the government. Wait a minute, hold on. So if we in a 12-round championship fight and the belt and the title and that you winning is so important to you that you willing to hit me below the belt to win. You willing to do dirty shit in a fight to win, professional fight. You willing to break all the rules. You willing to bite my ear off. You willing to hit me below the belt. You willing to step on my foot. You willing to break rules to win. And then when I start retaliating and doing the same thing that you doing, now I'm being petty. I don't understand us. I don't understand how you can even square your lips up to say, I'm being petty for doing to you what you've been doing to me. This is why people like Joe, like what's his name? Odell Beckam can get away by saying dumb shit that he says. He done did all this idiotic shit. Yeah, I'm switching up. He done did all this dumbass shit. Got himself in a whole lot of heated water, got himself kicked off of a plane and all this old goofy shit for him being an idiot. And then he squares it up to the common American argument of they only doing this to me because I'm black. When your leadership promotes that type of stupidity, it opens the floodgates for everybody to be able to use it as an excuse. And it could be in broad daylight. It could be in broad daylight. It could be in broad daylight. So look, Ross says George Santos ain't got kicked off nothing. Let me just say this to you. George Santos lied about his resume. George Santos lied about his credentials. If I'm the person that was running against George Santos in my district, it's my fault that he was able to get away with that shit. What happened to the vetting? Why was my team able to let somebody out hustle me, outplay me, lie, cheat, and steal to get there, and my team wasn't strong enough to say, this guy didn't graduate from such and such school. This guy wasn't really working for this particular company. How did I let that happen? My team failed me. Now, here's the other thing. I've said it right here on the air that he needs to be removed, but it's the people that should be removing him. His district should be having a problem. They voted for him. He lied and cheated. Now, I don't hear that same energy for some of the people in your area on city council that got charged with federal crimes. Do you hear your community bitching and complaining about the people that they voted for who was stealing money? Most of these Negroes defended the bullshit. Defended it. Just like you're going to defend Cincinnati Public School if it continues to fail because there's a person in place. It's not different. How is it different? Tell me the difference between somebody like George Santos, who lied to get in office, versus somebody that when they got in office, they lied and cheated and stole and caught a case. What is the difference? They both lied. They both, I'll tell you what's even worse. One sworn in to be for the people. One didn't. It's like this. Girl, we've been together 10 years. I love you and blah, blah, blah. 10 years and yeah. She never cheated on you your whole time when y'all was together, boyfriend and girlfriend. Now, what's worse? If a woman cheats on you when y'all boyfriend and girlfriend, or she start cheating on you once you're married? What's worse, Ross? I don't mean this to you personally. I'm just saying. They both hurt, but which one you think hurt the most? Which one hurts the most? Because you say to yourself, okay, we've been together. This is my woman. We boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah, it's all cool. We've been together forever, blah, blah, blah. Everything been cool. We got shit and yeah. Yeah, it hurt if she cheat on you. But once you get in front of God and once you swear and once you make your vows and all that old shit, what hurts more? You didn't wife this girl up and now she's starting to cheat on you. See, that's how I feel about politicians. You can lie to get in office. If people didn't catch you lying, that's on y'all. Y'all didn't do your research. You can marry her if you want to. You didn't do your research. But once you get in office and you utilize that office to steal money and the people put you in there, you lied to them. You took advantage of your office. You took the power from the office and you tried to empower you tried to take advantage of that position and you made money off of the people to benefit yourself. That's worse than somebody that lied to get there. To me personally, that's the girlfriend versus the wife. That's just I'll break it down. That's my analogy. Some might not get what I'm saying. I don't mean you don't get it and understand. You might not understand my logic in that, like why I would feel that way. I think women could take it the same way. You done been with this dude for 2 years. He ain't never done that. He's loved you all his life. All of y'all since y'all together, blah, blah, blah. Great 2 years. He proposes. Y'all were engaged for a whole year. Everything is cool. Year 5, y'all now married. You step into year 6 and now he starts cheating on you. You feel different. Like, why didn't you do all? I should have known. It's different it's different. Wait a minute. There you go, Roz. I didn't think you can top your last comment. Not that one, but that other one about they should have put Odell Beckam seatbelt on. You got another crazy one. You doing a doozy today, brother. He said city council tried to steal. Santos stole everything. I don't understand that analogy. City council tried to steal. No, city council stole. Ain't you been, haven't you, listen, man, when you accept bribes, when you accept bribes and you accept favors for votes, you're stealing from the people that voted you in. You're not doing them right. You stole that money. That money was not entitled. It was not for you. You're stealing taxpayer dollars when you do that. I ain't even gonna get into the malice that's involved, the heart that's involved to even be doing that. I ain't gonna get into that. And some of them did dumb shit with the money. You ain't even go buy a building. You ain't even go empower yourself. You did some of the same shit that dope dealers do when they hit licks. You went and bought a $500 car and put $7,000 worth of shit on it. That's that mentality. You done took some money you done stole from office and blew it. Like, like some of the dumbass people that took the PPP money. And when they catch these people, they got a bunch of Outback and all that old shit on their cards from the PPP money. Who the fuck needs Outback restaurant and Applebee's and fucking Starbucks and all that old shit for stolen money? Who need all that? That's the dumbest shit in the world. If I'm gonna steal some shit, I'm stealing asset money. I'm stealing some shit where by the time I get out of jail, it's gonna be a ton of land over there. And they developing on it. And I hit $1 million lick or $2 million lick on the land. Going to no motherfucking Applebee's with no PPP money. See, that's that ninja bullshit. That's what that is. That's broke come up. That's why they ain't gonna never catch this Hunter Biden motherfucker. And that's why Joe Biden ain't gonna never get caught up in this. They gonna get him because he understands, he know how to not go to Applebee's on stolen money. He know I ain't going to motherfucking Starbucks, Applebee's on these millions. He know how to go get these shell of a companies and do the right shit. These are professional thieves. They do the real shit. They ain't about to take no $100,000 and motherfucking be balling out at Kohl's department store, going to the outlet and buying a bunch of polo and shit. They ain't gonna do no dumb shit like that. That's for broke motherfuckers that get a lick every once in a while. Motherfuckers that understand the difference between assets and liabilities, you can see the come up in the hustle. You can clearly see it. I ain't gonna lie. If I would have done some of that shit, my mama would have had 5 buildings. Yeah. Hell yeah. You can't take some shit that ain't mine. If I would have been one of them crooked mug, I told y'all from the beginning, don't get that PPP money, because I knew y'all wasn't gonna do right with it. I ain't encouraged no one that listens to Wyatt Live to go get that PPP money. Y'all know I was the first to tell you how easy it was gonna be to get it. I said they gonna sign it to you. And here go what's gonna happen. They're gonna give you a portion of the money, but they're gonna charge your ass for the full amount. Didn't see that one coming, did you, genius? I know. Well, my sister Tracy Dillingham, who say I keep a schedule of what I say. Here's another thing on my schedule of what I said. What did I tell you? Some of y'all dumb motherfuckers went and got $100,000. Got 20,000 of it up front. Easy as hell. Like smacking a baby. What they charge you for? They charge you for a $100,000 crime, and your guys got that punk ass 20,000. Somebody call me and tell me I'm lying. How many of y'all got a friend that stole some PPP money? That's like having a friend that's on crack back in the 90s. Everybody had a friend that ended up smoking. Well, the new crack was the PPP loans. That's the new one. Everybody knows somebody that did the shit. We all know somebody that did it. And if you don't know somebody, you probably was the motherfucker. You was probably the one that did it. All right, let's get to Odell Beckam, and then I got to move up out of here. I'm going to play the first video real fast. I'm going to get off my screen. I'm going to let y'all hear this. I got 2 videos. I just want y'all to hear this. Maybe tag somebody. Maybe watch this later. I'm going to be getting out of here in the next few minutes. But I want y'all to see this video, and then I want y'all to see a black privileged man who turns from being... Here's what I don't like. Here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that now he wants to talk to this white man as if it's the white man's fault that he's getting kicked off the plane. And he wants to tell this man, now listen to this closely. Get your fat ass off the plane and stand out there and wait. You can stand out there for 40 minutes. This is what he said. You can stand out there for 40 minutes. I'll be on a private jet. Get your ass off the plane. Now, see, that's the arrogance. Everybody's not supposed to be rich and famous. Okay? It's not meant for everybody. It's not meant for everyone. But for you to sit now, you made no fans acting stupid like this. And for y'all that want to defend Odell Beckam and say that the airline should have just left him alone, what job do you have that if you see somebody not responsive, not respecting the rules of the flight, just gonna do what they want to do, lay around, and just like he on a private jet and disregard all the rules? What you say, sis? She says, I'm disappointed in your view. Repeat what the man said to him first, Wyatt. That's wrong. I would have said something worse than the man. So now call me wrong. You trying to tell me I got a 5-hour flight. 5-hour flight to LA. I got shit to do. And you think I ain't gonna say something to him? I don't give a fuck if he's Odell Beckam. So what you saying? What would he have called me? I'm a brother. I'm black. What did the man say? What did he say that I would have said something worse? I don't care if the man is purple, blue, or green or whatever. If he didn't say, get your black ass off the plane, nigga. He didn't say that. He said now that's something that I know some of my friends would have said to him. But I'm going to tell you right now, I would have went in on him too. I got shit to do. I'm going to LA, bro. I'm not on here. You ain't got nothing to do, bro. You ain't even in the league. The white dude didn't say nothing out of disrespect other than, damn, get off the plane. Just get off the plane so we can go. You messed it up 35, 40 minutes ago, 50, almost an hour ago, bro. You messed it up for yourself. Now you're messing it up for all of us. So let's be fair, sis. What did the man, who told you that he said something other than get off the plane so we can leave? And I don't care what the man said once he's up, his children are up, and they walking off the plane because of your dumb ass. I'm going to say whatever I want to say to him. So let's be fair. Let's be fair. Y'all would be calling him Karen and all that old shit if it was some white girl. Y'all know the same thing happened in Cincinnati with what's her name? The Braxton girl. Tamara Braxton did the same shit on a flight in Cincinnati. Got kicked off of a plane. If you want to be, I show the video when I feel like it. If you want to be a damn chaos agent and a king or a queen of chaos, get your ass on a private jet. But everybody ain't got to circle around your ass because you rich and famous. If you so rich and you so famous, get your ass on a $15,000 charter. Everybody shouldn't have to suffer for you being an asshole. Let me see. Let me see if I changed the microphone. Okay, let me get it over. Here's the video, y'all.
How you doing, man? Can I speak to you for a second? Hey.
Listen, just follow.
There's nothing you can ever say to me, ever.
Yeah, that's it.
I would never, ever in my life get off the plane for you. Specifically you. Maybe everybody else. I would get off the plane. Don't mean nothing to me. Ain't no way you could look at me. Ever.
Guys, just don't engage with them. Just don't engage. Quicker we get.
You gonna wait 40 minutes and I'm gonna be on a private plane home. Good. Yeah. Get your fat ass. Yeah, I will. Get your ass off the plane for a second. Yeah, I bet. Enjoy the cheese board on the way home.
How you doing, man? Can I speak to you for a second? Hey.
Listen, just follow.
There's nothing you can ever say to me, ever.
Yeah, that's it.
I would never, ever in my life get off the plane for you. Specifically. Yeah, get your fat ass. Yeah, I will. Get your ass off the plane for a second. Yeah, I bet. Enjoy the cheese board on the way home.
On November 27th, 2022, officers were dispatched to a medical emergency at the Miami International Airport in Miami, Florida. Prior to departure, the American Airlines flight crew attempted to wake a passenger to fasten his seatbelt, but he appeared to be coming in and out of consciousness. The passenger was identified as 30-year-old NFL wide receiver Odell Beckam Jr. Due to the flight crew fearing he was seriously ill and that his condition would worsen through the 5-hour flight, they called for police and fire rescue.
And it seems like either drunk too much or doing something that...
Rescue's here, no?
No, but he's no response.
But a rescue's here?
Yeah, but you just came in, or... You guys just landed?
No, we were leaving.
Sorry?
We were leaving, not taking off.
Upon arrival, the officer suspected Odell was extremely intoxicated.
I don't know. He said he's like that. He's been like that.
Yeah.
You waking up or no?
No, he opens up his eyes. Sir, are you able to get up? Can you get up, please? You okay? Yeah. What's wrong? The airline's called for you, sir. I don't know what it is.
You good?
How you doing, bud?
Not that you'll be non-responsive, but they're trying to get to command suites and push
He's
back.
probably on a deep sleep. You know where you're at, sir?
Contain anything?
He's probably tired.
Okay.
He looks good to me.
Care?
No, sir. Where's his pants?
Oh, sorry?
Where's the baby's pants?
What do you mean?
He only got his underwear. Yeah.
Yeah, they're on.
Are they on now?
Yeah.
They weren't on before? No.
Okay. Go back, Brian.
Okay.
Go back.
Go back? We're good.
Yes.
Yeah?
We're good.
Do you know how many times you've shaken him to put his seatbelt on and he
Listen,
his phone?
If you don't want him to fly, that's a decision that you guys are going to have to make. That's, you tell the captain, and then we'll get him out. But that's something that you guys got to make.
Multiple times, multiple people. Hey, sir, put your seatbelt on. All we're getting is this.
This is a 5-hour flight.
Yeah, this is 5 hours.
Then that's up to you guys.
Yeah,
That's up to you guys. But medically, if he doesn't want us to check him out, I can't again. And I don't really say anything wrong. He might be tired or have taken a long trip and doesn't want to follow orders. That's a whole other animal.
He told her he just came from a club.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. He's tired.
And he's taking stuff.
He just responded to know where he's at. He knows where he's at, exactly where he's flying.
And he had pants on when he came on. He doesn't have pants on now.
His pants are on now.
His pants are on.
Well, he had shorts on. Underwear.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do whatever you decide.
If you want, we'll stand by out here because I don't know what's going to...
Right.
I don't know what you want us to do as far as fire rescue. Because I put it down as a no patient found.
I tried to reach down to see fasten his seatbelt, but I saw that.
You know who that is, right? Odell Beckam.
Yeah?
Football player.
Yeah. I didn't know.
No, he's not playing?
No, that's right.
Nobody's picked him up.
Yeah, of course. They don't make them.
I know.
You guys tell us you want him off?
I think the agent's telling me he's getting off. If he can walk off.
Well, we got fire there.
Yeah.
Who's he with?
He played for the Giants. He played for the Rams.
Is he playing now?
I don't think he's in the league right now. I don't think they've signed him.
Flight attendants asked Odell to exit the plane, but he refused, causing all passengers to deplane.
Take off.
And then what happened?
And I went by.
The captain said he's getting off. He's trying to get him to get his things.
Okay.
We tried to get him to get his seatbelt, and he wouldn't. He just kept shaking his head. Then
He's mad at us because we called you. I said, we're worried about you.
That's fine. You guys are doing your job.
He's going to go deteriorate once we get in the air. So he's all embarrassed.
Don't worry.
The captain wants to meet him. So he's trying to get him off, but he doesn't want to get off. So stay here, please.
Well, that's going to be a totally different thing if he doesn't want to get off.
Okay, so he's at that point now. He won't tell me.
Like, we have a procedure that we have to follow. If he refuses to get off, you're going to have to deboard everybody.
Concerning the situation.
Correct.
I didn't say everybody got that way.
So let me just engage in this a little bit. I'm listening, I'm reading some comments, and I'm trying to understand why people don't understand that when people are not in the right frame of mind and they're not following the procedures of the rules. I don't understand why you think that it's okay to be that way. I don't even know why y'all think this is a racial thing. I don't get it. I don't live in that world. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I don't know what it is. But you can already tell that there was a level of concern. They called the EMTs. They didn't call the police. They called medical. They called medical people. The EMTs didn't clear him to fly. They cleared him not to go to the hospital. Now it's up to the airlines to say, hey, do you really want to deal with somebody that's not following procedures, not following directions for the safety of the plane? Who would do that? Who would be okay flying with some? You got to consider the safety of everybody. There had to be at least 200 to 300 people on that flight. And you want to say racial profiling because you got an idiot on here who don't want to follow the rules. That's an EMT person, sis, who's saying he don't look like, okay, he's okay. We don't have to, he's not like having a seizure. He's not having an issue with his medical. His heart is beating. He's an okay individual. That don't mean he's right to fly. That don't mean that he has the right to be disruptive and break the rules. You don't have to stand up and be a flat out idiot to get kicked off of a plane. Remember, they were kicking white people off that didn't want to wear a mask. That was racial? The police never said he was fine. The police can't even engage until the airlines make a decision on what they want to do, sis. You got to watch the video to understand. You got to watch the video. That was not who you seen talking was not the police. Those were the EMT people. That was the EMT fire and rescue. That was not the police. The police was not engaged until the airline made a decision of we don't want him on this flight. If I'm an airline stewardess, if I work for the airline, if I am the pilot of the plane, I don't want him on my flight either. I got 5 hours to deal with somebody before we get on the runway, before we shut the door, you already being an asshole. You don't care how disruptive you are on this flight. I can't get in the air with you. I can't go 30,000 feet in the air with you for 5 hours. I don't know what you gonna do. Thea Williams, you off base. Show me in the video where the police said that they cleared him. You getting the EMTs and the police mixed up. The police didn't engage in this incident until after the airline made the decision that they don't want him to fly. People get kicked off of planes and not allowed to fly on planes because they're drunk. Let me tell you what can happen. If you get on a commercial flight and an incident happens in the sky and you let a drunk person on the flight or a person who is not in a condition to help or to do certain things while they're in the flight, that you have now created a whole new liability. That's why when you sit on an airplane, if you're sitting by the emergency doors, there are individual separate rules for you taking those seats. You ever sat on a plane on a commercial flight and sat next to the exit doors? Haven't they come over to you? You ever seen them talking to the people that are at the exit doors? You have a special a certain set of rules and things that you have to agree to take those seats. Wait a minute. Hold on. Jason Dockery, I'm not a soft target, bro. He said, Wyatt wouldn't have said shit. Please stop. Quarterback time. What you mean I wouldn't have said shit? If I was on that plane and I got a 5-hour flight to get where I'm going, you telling me I wouldn't have said nothing? I would have asked him nicely. I would have been the one that come up, bro. Look, man. He probably would have cussed me out. He probably would have told me to go sit my broke ass down like he was disrespectful to everybody else. He probably would have told me some shit that I didn't want to hear. But you best believe I would have gave it a shot. You don't know me. You don't, as much as I talk, you don't think I would have went over and tried to be cool with bro and be like, look, man, they willing to put you on the next flight, bro. Look, man, we got to get where we going, bro. Come on, we got to get where we going, man. Can't you just cooperate? First of all, that's when I'm walking out. That's when I'm walking out. Would I have engaged when he was not paying attention to people? I wouldn't have stepped up. I wouldn't have went over there and shook him and said, hey, wake up. Wake up. I wouldn't have done none of that. That's not my job. But once they ordered everybody off the plane, I would have been just like that white dude. Call me Darren, Karen, or whatever you want to. I'd have let that motherfucker know that I wasn't happy that he's setting me back a couple hours on my flight. I got some shit to do. Look, sis, this ain't one that we gonna agree on. You missing the whole point. It ain't no poking the bear. He poked the bear. Why do you think you don't see entitlement here? You don't see a man sitting in first class who's shitting on everybody because who he is? This man wouldn't pay attention. And let's just say that it wasn't because he intentionally do it. Let me give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he been to the club like he said. Let's say that he was tired. The reason why the EMT said, well, he's tired, is that's the reason why he ain't going to the hospital. That's what he cleared him from, not being medically messed up. So if you're not medically endorsed on some drugs or on having a medical condition, that's the only reason why EMT is there. EMT can't tell him to get off the plane. He shattered. So what if you and Donnie was on that flight and y'all got to be in California? Here's what you're not thinking of. You got a 5-hour flight to California. What if y'all going to Hawaii on a cruise? And when you get to California, you only got a couple hours to get to the next flight. You already didn't miss your flight. Now you might miss your cruise because of him. You ever thought of that? You ever thought how he's affecting other people for him doing what he's doing? You ever thought him not following the rules? And I know y'all fly, and I know y'all get on connectors. Connectors, you got a short period of time to get to your next flight. Some people don't want 3-hour, 4-hour layovers. But what if you landed in California? Let's say you landed in LA and you got a flight from LA to maybe San Diego to get on a ship. You ain't thinking of that. Now, let me ask you something. If Odell Beckam was a white dude and this same thing was happening, would your argument still be the same? Or do you think this only happened to him because he's black? Because I know we live in a black and white world in a lot of people's eyes. Because I know there was a lot of problems with the airlines in 2021 and 2022 with people, primarily 21, with people getting kicked off of flights for not wearing masks. White people was getting kicked off flights with babies for not wearing masks. That wasn't racial then, was it? That wasn't normal protocol to be protective to everybody around you. I wouldn't have got on a Greyhound with a guy that wasn't paying no attention. I think that something was wrong, let alone an airplane, an air flight, 30,000 feet in the air. So tell me, why do you think it was okay for him to do what he did? Why do you think it's okay for him to disobey the rules that everybody has to follow? And then for him to say, what was the point of him saying, well, I ain't getting off the plane? And now the police is telling him, if you look, Mr. Beckam, this is the thing. You're going to get off this flight, but we got to let everybody else off. And then we got to get you off one way or the other. Or you can just walk off with us right now and this thing is over. They'll put you on another flight, whatever, man. But this crew here don't want you on here. They don't want you on here because you weren't listening, following the rules of air regulations. You weren't following the rules. So why did he have to why did he feel okay with letting everybody disrupt everybody else's life because of him? What makes you think that's right? All he had to do was follow the rules. You don't listen. I don't think you understand. Why does somebody have to be irate, loud, nasty, irritated to everybody? You think that's the only thing that can get you kicked off of a plane? Disagree with somebody on the plane. Say something, do something that causes a problem on the plane. Don't always mean that you got to stand up and be crazy and irate. It don't mean that. Why do you think that following the rules is not enough to get you taken off of an airplane? What makes you think that somebody that they had to call EMT for, who may be under a medical code, look at how he acted. Look at how he acted once everybody had to get off the plane. He didn't care who he was cussing out in front of children. Listen, there is a reason why this young man is not in the league right now. There is a reason. And the same people that's sitting here defending this sloppy, dumb shit that he's doing, y'all the same ones that don't do proactive research on people. You don't do proactive shit. You reactive. You're reactive. You look at the things and you look at the situation for where it lands. You don't think of what can happen at the beginning. Let's just do something let's do something proactive. Let's try not, look, Let's just do something proactive. Why didn't Odell Beckham walk on the plane and put his seatbelt right on? He fly more than all of us. He know the rules. Why are we discussing his career? Well, because his actions on that plane has a lot to do with how he acts. Maybe that's why teams don't want him in the locker room. Do you know anything about his career? Do you know how he's been disruptive? Do you know that people don't like him in the league? Do you know that this type of behavior is pretty common out of this guy? Did you know that? Here's my thing, big money. If you want to call people fat and get your ass off the plane and ridicule and criticize people and say big money, this is what he said. Get your ass off the plane, fat boy. You can stand out there 40 minutes to an hour. But when I get off this plane, I'll be on a private jet. See, that's doing the most. That shows you who you dealing with right there. Then why wasn't your ass on a private jet, unstrapped in, seatbelt, eating the cheese and the crackers that you told them to go enjoy? Why wasn't you doing all that, big money? How is it that you don't see an arrogant motherfucker right here? You can find victimism. You can find a victim in Odell Beckham right now. You can see it take a certain mentality to say he's a victim. Sorry, said what I said. Said what I said. If you sitting back here thinking he a victim of anything, he's only a victim of himself. I didn't see him mad at all, yo Underwood. The only time he got mad is when somebody was angry that they had to get off the plane. To be honest with you, I didn't think that Odell Beckham I know he did everything wrong, but he did it kind of like very quietly. It's like you can be wrong and not necessarily be carry yourself in a foolish manner. You can break rules. Shit, you can go in and rob a bank with a smile on your face. They said Babyface used to do that. The real villain. Babyface, who used to rob banks back in the day, he would go into the banks and steal the money and tell the people, yo, this is not your money, I'm stealing. He was nice to people, but he's still a bank robber. No, sis, you gotta lose this. You gotta stop having so much empathy for people that have no empathy for you. And what I mean, a lot of people like this make it hard for everybody else. I don't want to hear no shit about they thought he was hood. I seen the comment that said that. Well, Shauna87 said, Wyatt, your show is too boring because we agree too much. Okay. I'm not looking for drama. I mean, if we gonna argue or debate, I'm cool with that. But I don't come here to argue. We can disagree. If it's boring, you might want to try another location. Go somewhere else. What you want? You want chaos? Try that. I can refer you to some places. I'll be honest. I know. I was just playing with you, Shauna. I know. You on here all the time talking. Oh, there you go. You say joke. I know. I'm just playing. Hold on. Wait a minute. We always got something to say. Silence is priceless at times, Randall Wyatt. Let me see. Athea says, I saw the video just like you, but my opinion is different. I mean, I'm not saying if you don't agree with me that there's something wrong with you. I hope nobody's taking that type of position. All I'm saying is, sis, I don't think you know the difference between the EMTs and the police. The police never had anything to do. They didn't have anything to do with this incident until the airline decided they didn't want him to fly. And you just said that the police said he was fine. The police never said he was fine. It's not their position. They're not EMTs. It's not their position to say if somebody's medically clear to fly or not. This has nothing to do with if he was medically cleared or not. This was somebody that was not following the rules from the go and became not necessarily raw disruptive, but breaking the rule disruptive. There's a big difference. You want somebody in your classroom who's disruptive? They don't have to stand up on the desk. All they got to do is break the rules. What if they chewing bubble gum in class, blowing bubbles and smacking the gum? The rule is no bubble gum in class because they ain't saying nothing and doing nothing rude to nobody else. You don't kick them out of your class. You're going to let that person just chew bubble gum like they want to, blow bubbles, smack on the gum. If you let one person do it, you got to let everybody do it. Somebody explain to me how you can see a victim in this guy. Somebody explain to me. What was you supposed to do? Just say, oh, fuck it. Let him do what he's going to do, man. That's Odell Beckam. He don't have to follow the rules. He don't have to put his seatbelt on. Just let him sit there and sleep. The lady said the only reason why she called the EMTs is because they were worried about him. He was unresponsive. Unresponsive. Ain't nobody talking about that because he woke up and shook it off. Now everything's supposed to be gravy. He still ain't put his seatbelt on. He still ain't following the rules. What happens when you get 30,000 feet in the air and some passengers are saying, this man over here acting crazy? Now he becomes a liability for the entire airline. This is the same man that got disrespectful in front of children as the children are walking off the plane because of his dumb ass. And what if you as a passenger on that flight missed your connection flight, which now you done missed your cruise that you done paid thousands of dollars for? Oh yeah, you a fan of his now. You definitely a fan of his. Oh, Lord have mercy. Listen, all I can tell you is this. Athea Williams says this, and I love to have somewhat of a debate because when I don't have to hear people, I watch other people. Sometimes that helps me understand what's really going on. It's not necessarily what's coming out of everybody's mouth. It's what I observe. And she says, why you believe the woman so much? I don't believe the woman so much. But do you think she can possibly lie in front of 100 people or in front of the whole first class? Did you not listen to the video when the lady said he was he was not following orders or he was not following the rules? He was unresponsive to us and some passengers. Did you not hear the little small details that'll let you know that he wasn't listening to anyone, like they couldn't wake him? Did you not hear that? So now the lady lying and everybody else is lying. And you want to wave the white flag because you know you really want to say why you believe the white lady so much. Wyatt, they never showed him unresponsive to her, but sleep to others. Okay, all right. Well, you don't understand that the video camera, why do I have to explain every little thing? Like, the body camera didn't get there until the EMTs and the police got there. So we can't see those moments that led up to them even needing to call EMT. See, this is what's wrong. These are the same, that's the same mentality that be looking at these videos on YouTube, talking about he ain't even do nothing. They just shot that boy for nothing. Because what we do is we look at a fraction of a video and we got it all figured out. And everybody that says something against the guy got to be lying. Cynical minds. Stephanie High said, Wyatt, don't beat a dead horse. Either people get it or they don't. Everything is not racial motivated. Thank you. It's not. I'm going to move on.
At the first class. So he's going to start.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, he doesn't want to come off.
He does not want to come off?
No, he's coming to the next.
Okay. Advise the sergeant to come here.
Motor 70's on the
He
way.
needs to come off.
We're going to have to deport everybody.
The first class.
In first class? Okay.
No.
The entire...
It's
2,000.
I believe it's a whole plane. Because we can't do anything until a supervisor doesn't get it. He's refusing to come off?
Okay.
He's refusing to come off.
He's got to have money because he's in first class.
You can get up. Don't make everybody deport you.
Okay. Get ready.
We're going to get...
Yeah, get out of the way.
We're going to deport everybody, right?
Or just first class? We're going to have to, yeah.
Everybody.
Let me say this for the record. They're in Gabe County, which is in Miami, Florida. And if you notice, there's one white person who is a airline steward, and it's the man. Everybody else, including the EMTs, most of the police officers are Latino. There's one black police officer there. Everybody else is Latino, including the airline stewardess that said that he don't want to get off the plane. The one airline stewardess was a white lady who said we called EMT because we were concerned about him. He was unresponsive. Now, there's no way of us saying that he was unresponsive because the video hadn't started until the EMT and the officers got there. But I need to know from people who don't agree with my perspective, what did he do to stay on the plane? I know what he did to get kicked off, but what did he do to want to stay on the plane? What did he do? Did he make the attempt to follow the rules? So everybody's mad at him sitting in first class because he made an attempt to follow the rules. They all angry at him. Nobody's coming to his side. Nobody's coming to bat for him and be like, hey, yo, wait a minute, hold on. The young man did offer to do the right thing. Y'all just tripping now. Nobody stepped up and said any of that. I see nobody coming to his support. Now, y'all do know rich and famous athletes listen to the police. Listen to the EMT workers. Oh, shit, I left my phone. I can't get a picture of him. I can't get an autograph. They praise athletes. They let them get away with a lot of shit. But now, in this particular case, they treating him bad because he's black. He has a right to get a clear understanding of the complaint. Nobody has to come bat for him. Huh? Nobody has to come bat for him. This is a bunch of bull. Okay. All right, sis. He understands why he's being put off the plane. He understands it. It ain't personal. Here come the flag. I don't like him. No, I don't like people that do shit like him. This could have been John McEnroe. This could have been Tiger Woods. This could have been LeBron James. This could have been any athlete that will shit on the regular public for their own personal selfishness. You're going to say to everybody, the average working individuals, you're going to tell people that spent thousands of dollars for their seats in first class, get off the plane. I'll be on a private jet before you know it. That's arrogance. No. I don't know. See, look, you can keep on batting for this guy, but you batting under 300. You ain't saying nothing that make no sense for this dude. Not one thing. And now you doing exactly what the left always do, and that is try to make it personal. His record is a reflection of him. That's what it is. He acts this way amongst his peers. He acts this way in locker rooms. Why do you think he's unsigned right now? Who wants this individual in their workspace? Who wants an individual like this around them? Who wants that? Knowing that everybody has to get off the plane. If you don't get off now everybody has to get off. You okay with that? My goodness. I tell you, I'm all for this one. I knew it would be one or two. I knew it would be one or two that was going to come to that same mentality. He ain't even do nothing. I knew it. I knew it. Boy, them the same ones that saving Lil Ricky and them up on them corners and shit. You ain't got nothing to say to Lil Ricky and them slanging. You ain't got shit to say to them until they get caught up. Ain't nobody over at them schools helping them SROs, but as soon as one of them SROs put their hands on one of them kids for defending themselves, now everybody want to have this conversation about SROs don't have no business in schools. Get out of here. Let me see. What time is it? Oh, my goodness. I went all the way over. I went all the way over my time. And what is today? Wednesday? Woo! Went all the way over my time. Oh, my goodness. Well, Valerie Davis, you defending wrong on this one. You defending wrong on this one, sis. And you know, all of us, we be right here. Ross said, why are you wrong? I guess I'm just going to have to lose this one. I'm a big enough man in my own skin to stand my ground on how I feel about this. But at the same time, family, I'm a big enough man to say, if I'm wrong in your eyes, then I'm wrong in your eyes. But what I'd like to say to you is, I'd love for one of y'all to be on one of these planes and run into somebody like that, because y'all already know. Y'all already know that you would feel a certain way if you was on that plane. If you were on that airplane and you had to get off the plane and you already got a 5-hour flight coming on that plane, and now this is slowing you down by a couple hours, you know you'd be feeling a certain way. Yo, that's my time this evening. I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for showing your face. Thanks for giving your opinions, even when they was wrong or if they were right. I appreciate it. But that's what we're here for, just to have conversations. I'm not here to fight. I'm just here to get a point across. Peace and love to everybody, man. Nothing but a crossover artist sometimes. Peace.
let's get down. Roll with the hardcore funk, the hardcore sound. Let's get with this Macadocious funk material, so simple. When I rock with the instrumental, who am I? The green-eyed bandit. Control my career so I can never get stranded. But the rest are getting brand new, being changed up their style from jeans to suits and thinking about a pop record, something made for the stations, for a whole new relationship of a new type of scene to go platinum and clock mad green, aka a sellout, the rap definition. Get off that boy, change your mission, come back around the block, pump color me bad to the tick tock, let them know your logo, not a black thing. My background sing for the crossover. Crossover. The rap era's out of control, brother selling their soul will go gold, going gone, another rapper soul. To pop and R&B, not the MD. I'm strictly hip hop. I stick to kick it free, funk mode. Yeah, kid, that's how the squad rolls. I know your head is bobbing, cause the neck knows. Like other rappers, frontin' on their fans, they ill, trying to chill, saying damn, it'd be great to sell a mill. That's when the mind switch to the pop tip. Kid, you gonna be large. Yeah, right, that's what the company kicks. Forget the black crowd, you're whack now in a suit, frontin' black, looking man foul. I speak for the hardcore, rough, rugged, and raw. I'm out of here, catch me chillin' on my next tour. From the US to the White Cliffs of Dover. Strictly underground funk, keep the crossover. Crossover. You wanna go pop goes the weasel. You know you should be rocking the fans with something diesel. But you insist to piss me off black, so I flex the bicep so I can push them back. So real hardcore hip hop continue records, and all sucker MCs duck down and get the message. So burn a crossover, yo, who's with me? Hit squad, yeah. Another mega blast, funky dope style from cross yonder. So help me wander, help me wander. From what? The crossover, yeah, crossing you over. Out of here, go on, peace, nice to know ya. What a way to go out, no cloud is what the fans are shout. Cause she got gas, then took the wrong route. Came on the scene, chillin', free to the funky dope line. But when they finish with you, flatline. Some say there's no business like show business. But if this the truth, please explain why is this? Rappers been around long, making mad noise, you see. Still I haven't seen one rapper living comfortably. No time to pick and wish on the 4-leaf clover. I stick to underground, keep the crossover. Crossover.